diverse
Diverse
culture from all the different cities.
I just posted something.
Kumbaya.
I don't
Yo,
trust
hold on.
anybody that
Yo,
doesn't
yo,
eat
yo,
biscuits
yo,
and
yo,
gravy.
check it out.
I don't
Guess
trust
what,
any
guys?
state.
It is Saturday night, and next podcast is live. Yo, what is going on, everybody in the chat? It is good to see you guys. Huge shout out to everybody who comes in to check out the beginning of the show. And of course, much love to everybody who checks the show out live every week, man. We got some hardcore followers. We definitely appreciate it. Guys, we have a crazy show for you tonight, and I think we're gonna have one of the most energetic shows possibly in this podcast history, man. As you can see, you got a little taste of what was going on in the background, man. Even with our special guests coming in and filling in for the Angry Otter, you can tell everything is just kind of, it fits together like a puzzle right now, and I can't wait to get started. And on that note, I am actually gonna introduce this man first. He is a part of the CCC family. A lot of people out there know him as a Gears fanatic, but I will let you know, guys, he's about more than just Gears. And it is proud time for me to introduce my boy, Crispy!
Oh, I love it, Bot. Thank you. Oh, that is one intro for the books, baby. Let's do this. I am hyped up. We got Gears 5 coming out September 10th. If you pre-order with your Ultimate Edition, you get it on the 6th. Let's do this. Let's do it.
Nice, brother. And I'm gonna try to go pretty quick on the intros, guys. So next on the list, he is a part of the starting lineup here every Saturday. He fills in on other shows, but we know where his home is. Predator!
Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy to be here. I know we were just here yesterday, but we're gonna do it again. Doing it live.
Pred, I still
Can't
think
make it
you,
with say.
I still think you said something about beating somebody with a PS4 yesterday. I think that was you, right?
I didn't say that.
No, damn it.
I didn't say that.
Well, guys, next on the list, coming straight from the Dirty Apple NYC, one of the most opinionated YouTubers I have ever seen on this website, Knoxximus! Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was out busting a pipe or something, man.
Yo, I'm not busting a pipe right now. I'm busting a move right now. Pretty good, pretty neat. Everybody, y'all already know how we give it up. On the next podcast, your man Knoxximus one here with the fucking hottest panel in existence. Let's get this shit. I got the CFX. If y'all don't know what that is, don't worry about it. Pretty good, pretty neat. Let's get it, bot.
Hashtag vaporizer for life is what he's trying to say right now.
Vaporizer for life for dry herbs.
Dude, I always wondered how you did that on your videos, man. You talk like the dude at the end of a prescription commercial, dude.
Yes, I do. I live in the Bronx. We got to get those sneaky clauses in, whenever we can, because, litigation and all that good shit, man.
Yo, brother, you already have a fan in the chat. Tyler says, Knoxximus won, the man, the myth, the truth.
That's my man, Tyler. And I'm doing the Destiny Discord for us. The
Just for us.
hardcore Destiny guys.
Just for us.
Just for us.
I like it, man. I like it.
Yeah, I'm bringing us in there. The dreaded light is growing. It's getting bigger, better. It's going to be awesome. Come August 21st, it is going to be the truth. I don't want to extend the intros because I know you got more people to introduce, but I'm just saying it's going to be a big deal. So jump on board. Let's go. The dreaded light, Destiny 2 on the X.
Let's do this. All right, brother. And next on the list, yeah, he said I have more introductions. I have just one. But it is somebody who has been with me from the beginning on this show. He's coming live from the 405, and he's just trying to talk to the intelligent gamers out there. K Mega.
I need a raise. I have been here from the beginning. Day one. I need a damn raise. We need to talk about.
I paid it back a little, man.
Let's made a raise.
I was on GRG last night, man. We had it popping last night, brother.
Yeah. I mean, between you, Baby Bot, which is AKA Knuckles, Bloody Knuckles, and Lemon, there was no. I didn't have to speak. And you know what? What was crazy? What was so bad is because I'm like, look, guys, I got to be at work 2 o'clock in the morning. I got to be at
We
work
didn't
2 o'clock in
care.
the morning. So you know what? Look, can we wrap this up? Get about an hour and a half show. You know, maybe 2 hours. I mean, I really prefer about hour and a half. No. And everybody talks about, especially over here, talk about, oh man, his shows go way long. Well, Bot had no problem of going way long, and he could have went longer if I didn't shut them up. It was ridiculous. But
That
anyway,
is true, man. Yo, me, Lemon, and by the way, Baby Bot, we're gonna have to change his name to hashtag up for adoption.
oh
That's
snap!
gonna be his name from now on. Yeah. But
Oh
yeah, no, I had a
man,
lot of fun last night, and then it goes right into tonight with tonight's show. And guys, we're gonna dive right in on the topics. I'm looking here, man. I don't know where to start, so I'm gonna start with the subject that it's a little bit older in terms of gaming news, but it's still definitely relevant. Xbox came out and surprised absolutely everybody with a limited edition Xbox One X. They are doing a Gears 5, and from the looks of it, it looks to me absolutely outstanding. There is an ice kind of effect that has the Gears icon underneath it. There's cracked ice, laser etching, so it's not stickers or anything like that. You can literally feel the bumps and the cracks in the console. Comes with the Cake controller. It is an Xbox One X. All the haters out there who are like, they'll never come out with another limited edition console. Oh, I bet you they won't come out with a Gears console. Guess what, guys? They absolutely did. And I am going to swing it over to my brother Crispy. Crispy, I know when it comes to Gears, you got your fingers on the pulse. You see the news, you check everything out. Bro, what do you think about this limited edition console? And what do you think about the idea that, when it came down to it, people thought another limited edition console wasn't coming out, and they did it with Gears 5, man. So share your thoughts on that as well.
Gears 5 is just such hype after seeing this console. I mean, it is ridiculous. That console is the best console I've ever seen. The amount of work they put in to make the thing look the way it does, with the laser etching, with basically putting an extra layer of paint. Thank you, intercooler in the Xbox One X, because if you don't remember, you had like a bunch of, basically particle board looking stuff that you would have to paint over. So you have like this whole canvas that they were able to mess with. And it was just, it's absolutely insane that not only do you have that, but you have a Seagate that looks exactly like it, the hard drive. And you have a bunch of other accessories that go with this. I think personally, we might see some kind of late announcement on an Elite controller. I think it's going to be more towards launch, just because they have to. I'm thinking that they're going to do something. I think this was already thought out, but they didn't really put it into process until people started talking about not getting a custom console that's an Xbox One X. And I think the only thing I question is that, with this digital gaming, we need a 2 terabyte X. We need one. I mean, can we put 2 terabytes in? I will pay the $50. You know what I mean? Like, you had the 2 terabyte and the Gears 4 custom one, which looked amazing.
Well,
I mean,
dude,
they do this with
the
Gears.
Seagate, brother. You got the Seagate that when you put them both together, you got the external that matches the console. I hear what you're saying, though. Definitely, I would love to see a 2 terabyte, but they got you covered if you spend more money, man.
But if you, let's say, instead of spending, how much is that going to be? $150, $200?
Seagate they get a little expensive when it comes to their limited editions. When it comes to a limited edition game type, design when it comes to the Seagate. I don't know. I bet you Predator is looking it up right now, though.
Yeah, but and that's what I'm saying. Like, would you pay because you get a mass discount buying in bulk with Xbox, so you say, okay, we'll make it $550, but you get a 2 terabyte. I'd take that. I'm just saying, it's the only thing, like, because we're going to go into another generation, and are you going to still put 1 terabyte in there? Like, we need a little upgrade on that end.
They're doing SSD
And I understand that, but are they going to rely on the cloud to take over, the computing power and everything else, or are they going to, they're just going to say, hey, you're going to have to uninstall games if you don't want to buy an external hard drive, which I don't know. I'm not a fan of that.
I mean, that is pretty much what they're going to say, though, right? Like they're pretty much going to tell you, hey, make room, whatever you're not using, it's still part of your catalog. You can still get it as long as it's in your library. And yeah, make room if you need to, or upgrade if you need to. I mean, there's only certain parameters that they can extend certain limitations to. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. In all honesty,
but we've already had a 2 terabyte though. That's what I'm saying. Basically, that Gears 4 is the most popular 2 terabyte console that Xbox has made in this generation, and it's that's the only one, I think.
All right, I'm going to use Destiny for an example right here, right? Destiny, they're saying by the time it's all said and done with Shadowkeep and then the rest of the year, it's going to be like 120 something to 130 gigabytes, bro.
They said possibly up to 165 gigs.
Yeah, that's huge, dude.
That's like 13% of your hard drive.
The hard drive, the Gears 5 Seagate, it has 2 models. One is a 2 terabyte for $199. The other is a 5 terabyte for $149.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, that's not. Yeah.
How much was the first one?
2 terabytes, $99.
That's not bad. That's
5
actually,
terabytes is $150. That's around 100.
Maybe there's some deal going on there, because that's pretty reasonable for those.
All right. Well, check this out, Crispy. I have another question, and Portal Player was pointing this out in the chat as well. Now, I know you're a Gears fan, but you are a gamer at heart, so you play things beyond Gears. What do you think about the time that they're coming out with this? Because, I'm pretty sure you saw on social media the way I did how people were clowning Xbox about not having limited edition consoles. One thing I saw, and I've gone on record and I said it must be so hard to work at Xbox because people will scream for something and then you put it out and they'll be like, well, no, I'm not getting that. But the time, because we are about a year before the new hardware comes out, Project Scarlet, the more powerful system and everything like that. I don't want to call it a generation because Xbox and Microsoft, they don't want to call it a generation either, but it's definitely a step up in terms of hardware. What do you think about the timing when it comes to coming out with a limited edition console? Is this gonna hurt them at all, being so close to having the Scarlet come out?
Okay, with little over a month, timing. Number one, God of War was about the same amount of time between its release.
Well, no, I'm talking about the Scarlet next year.
You're talking about whether you're going to actually sell the console. The thing is, they made it look so good that people are going to buy it. Don't get me wrong, it's going to probably be more of the hardcore than anybody else. But in the end, am I going to say, hey, I'm going to trade in my Scorpio edition for that? Absolutely. I get people like the Scorpio edition, but I want that kind of color scheme and that craziness, sitting in front of me. Like, man, I own that. You know what I mean? I own that. Yeah. And I think that's what they're counting on. I think they're also counting on that they haven't really sold a lot of X's. And I think this could be the boost they need. I think, personally, the way Gears 5, which I think we might kind of get into that, and I'm not going to spoil it, but the way Gears 5 is set up now, I think more gamers in general, not just gear heads, as I call myself. Yeah, you could be right, but I'm just thinking that they're going to sell enough of them to justify what they did. Because they did do a lot with that console. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that could say any otherwise. And if you do, then you're looking at, basically some kind of crazy picture.
Holding.
But wait. They did a lot to which console? The Gears of War exclusive?
Yeah.
What makes it? You know what? You know why it doesn't make sense to trade in your Scorpio for it? Because you can get more money for your Scorpio right now, like on eBay or something like that. Now, granted, you're going to have to go out there and shop it. You're going to market your console. But you can get way more money for your Scorpio edition than you ever going to get for that Gears of War 5 exclusive joint.
And I get that, but I mean, you're talking to a gearhead, dude. Like I'm Gears of War, like that. That's what I want. I still have my Gears 4X
Oh no,
or
no doubt,
S.
no
I
doubt.
mean, my Gears 4S because I won't get rid of it because they do consoles like nobody else. I mean, this isn't stickers or just simple paint. This is basically putting the thing through a CNC machine. You know what I mean? Like they're not messing around with these consoles, and that's why I love that. You know, they continue to do Gears because it's such a nostalgic type, like, you know, the Omen and, you know, like all these things that like people will tattoo to their body
Yeah,
and
people
everything.
instantly recognize the Gear logo and a lot of stuff that's Gears related. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely see that, especially like the Lancer as well. It's such a unique weapon that when you see like either a GIF or a picture, like any gamer out there can instantly recognize like where that weapon comes from. So
I mean, it's just the timing. Unfortunately, Microsoft released Gears, now, you know what I mean, and the Scarlet is a year away. So anyone that's even remotely considering a Scarlet, that automatically excludes them from getting this Gears bundle, even if they wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, this is gonna sell to the diehard of the diehard. You know what I mean? Like, Crispy says he's a Gears guy, he's getting it. I'm pretty sure somebody like Dirt Griggity's getting it. You know what I mean? These are guys. They're those guys.
you want to hear? Guys? You want to hear something funny?
You know,
One of our resident gear heads, Lady Foxfire, she's leaning towards getting the Cake controller, but not picking up the Gears 5 console. Does that surprise you at all?
No, not me, because like I said, the Scarlet is right around the corner, and if she's even remotely considering that, unless she's got funds that you can just frivolously spend on whatever, then she's good money. But if not, gonna be like the rest of everyone else, and you're gonna have to pick your poison. And most people are gonna wait. You're not gonna spend 500 now when you can spend 500 on the latest tech.
well, I will
Next year.
say, Lady Foxfire is good at making very educated purchases, so she
That
might
is true.
wait until it goes down in price.
Foxy deals,
Just
baby.
saying. But in the end, it's really going to come down to the people that don't have that 4K HDR, sometimes 60 frames a second quality.
Sometimes.
All right, that is in Xbox One X, and then on top of it, you get this. And I'll say this: the Gears 4 custom was very red, very eyesore-ish in some way. You know what I mean? Because
very
you're
Gears,
used to,
man.
yeah, and it was very Gears, but it's also for the casual or more casual gamer or the person that's just jumping into Gears. It would be too much Gears for them. You know what I mean? But this one has a very neutral color palette. It's your black, whites, and I believe there's a little blue in there. And it's very neutral. And on top of it, the Omen is really there for once. Like, it's not this faded thing. Like, you have to pay attention that's there. And that is like the most iconic part of
Dude, it's there, but
Gears
you
itself.
can't touch it. It's like behind ice. You know what I'm saying? That is the most like interesting, one of the most creative things I've ever seen anybody do, any company do with a limited edition console since maybe the Star Wars 360. You know what I'm saying? When it came down to it, I thought, having that translucent kind of like layer and putting the Omen like right behind it where you see it, it's there, but you can still you can't touch it. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was really, really cool. I do want to get K Mega in on this. Mega, when it comes to this limited edition console, please, share kind of like your general thoughts on the aesthetics. You heard Crispy said he would love to have a 2 terabyte version and not a 1 terabyte. What do you think about that? And then we'll get into the timing after that, man.
Yeah, no, I definitely I think it's a cool looking console. I think it was just kind of like what you alluded to earlier. It was basically like, I mean, look, people been asking for some kind of custom console, and they did. And like last night we were going over some of the custom consoles that did come over. I mean, Lemon, we talked about the Forza, there was the Battlefield 1, the Army Green, and then there was those special ones that that I didn't want to classify as
Yeah, I wouldn't put them
optional because they were in sweepstakes. And I mean, you know, and I was just even talking about with the PlayStation, like I love that turquoise, that kind of see-through blue that they had, but that was only for through like, you know, like a special order, only had like 500. I don't want to count those, or the Jordan or the Black Panther Xbox, even though those should have been available. But this is to me, when you look at those that were caught up in sweepstakes, the Tomb Raider one, all that, this is the next best thing next to what you was talking about last night was the Minecraft Xbox One S console.
Dude, that is so. The Minecraft limited edition is so underrated, man, for what they did with that thing.
It was fantastic looking for what it was, but of course that price was just was insane for an S. If that was an X, I would be like, yeah, that's perfect. But again, this Gears, the look of it, it's really dope. I don't know if it has a different sound, like when you push the button. I'm sure that it does.
It does.
Okay,
it has like ice cracking on the power down, I believe.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and there's a power up sound as well.
It's like the new theme song type thing.
Yeah. I kind of figured it would be.
Yeah, so you know when it comes to Xbox, like I've gone on record stating that, especially with this one kind of seals the deal that even though with the Xbox One limited editions there might not have been as many as people thought there should have been, but when it comes to the amount of detail and kind of like the creativity that's put into these limited edition consoles, I think Xbox is number one hands down when it comes to the quality and the detail that they put into these things.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, again, that was something that we talked about last night. It was, yeah, I mean, Xbox put a little bit more detail. I mean, there was a couple of shots at the Spider-Man console because it had a sticker, but it still looks slick. It looked really slick. The one PlayStation controller, console that there was 3 of them, I told you, but the one that really was my favorite was the Xbox. I said Xbox. The PlayStation.
His favorite
OG,
PlayStation was the one that looked like the
PlayStation
Xbox.
1, that gray PlayStation 4. I thought that was amazing.
Oh, the one that went back to like the
it was
PS1,
all gray,
right?
Yeah, I loved that. I was wanting to get that, but then I was like, oh, if they had it on a Pro, I would have got the Pro. But it was the just regular PS4, I believe, the Slim, and I was like, I got the Slim. It's not, anyway. But yeah, no, but for the Gears, I think it looks amazing. And it's kudos to them to doing it. I think that they need to do more of that.
Nice. And going in to, like we said, right around the corner, Scarlet is next year. So hopefully, can you imagine if they launch with like a Halo limited edition as well as the regular Scarlet, like right out the gate? That would be insane in my opinion. And if it comes to that, I know which console I will be getting day one when it comes to the Scarlet. But Mega, we got to talk about the time though, because there's a lot of people, there are a lot of people who just, they don't like Xbox, everything like that. They just come back with negative. There are those people, but there are other people as well within the community that are saying, when it comes down to it, this console looks absolutely incredible. But I'm just going to wait for Scarlet in 2020. What do you think about the timing here to bring out a limited edition console, man? I
mean, it's coming out when the game is coming out. So I think that it's smart. I tend to disagree. I agree with the point of that for the people that will wait and say that they won't get this custom built Xbox One X and then wait for the Scarlet. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to do that. But you also have to put in the consideration of the people who don't have an Xbox One X yet. And they'll do what Crispy was talking about, what Lady Foxfire will most likely do, wait till there's a sale. And most likely during Black Friday, that console is going to be on sale. So
you think it's going to be around to be on sale?
Absolutely. I think it's going to be there all year long. I think it's going to be available all through until the time the Scarlet comes out.
It hasn't sold out to my knowledge. I mean, it's not like sold out like the Elite controller back a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So I don't see why it would go anywhere. I mean, they already have a number of how many that they have pushed out. And I think once you get to a certain point where it's discounted, there's going to be a lot of people that jump on it. So to me, it's not so much for diehard Gears fans.
I don't think so though, Mega. I gotta disagree with you there, my brother.
What are you disagreeing about though?
That I really don't see people just jumping aboard on it. I mean, listen, it'll take an extreme number of casuals that just don't know about gaming, right? That just look at the box, because just looking at it, anybody that sees it, the shit is dope. Let's not get this twisted. The shit is dope. Shit is very appealing to the eye, right? Anybody that sees it, yo, that console's fire. I'm looking to cop me a console. Oh, that shit is fire. When they hear that $500 price tag, they might reconsider, right? They might reconsider.
But we're talking like it being like 450, 400 like during the holiday season.
Yeah, but that'll take about 6 months down the line, and then you're 6 months away from the Scarlet. So it'll really take somebody that isn't in the know. It'll take like a real, super casual. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't look at. I disagree with that 100%. Just for the reason why, because there's still people that play. There's gamers that wait until the consoles that they may want to get goes to the price that they want.
If you get an Xbox One X that has that exclusive Gears design on it, if you're a collector, understandable. Other than that, if you get anything 6 months away from new hardware, makes absolutely no sense. And you know this.
But no. But that's the thing that you're not understanding, that you're not following me on. There are people that they're not going to buy a $500 console. They're just not. The X is going to be lower in price, and if they have the bundle, let's say coming around next year, because I've seen Lemon said it's limited, but if they haven't sold out, then it's still available. So I mean, they have a certain amount out, but
they're going to sell it for $250? 6 months away. 6 months away from new hardware, you can't sell it nowhere near it. You can't sell it at $5 because that's cost. You can't sell it at $4. You can't sell it at $4 because that's still $400 that could go towards your next hardware.
Yo, Knox K Mega, can I just throw another little kind of like wrench in the wheel here? Because people are I think Knox is stating it'll take people who don't know what they're doing and don't know the goings on in video games.
Those are the guys that will buy it.
All right, but check this out. It's coming out before the holidays as well.
That's what I was just saying. That's what I just said.
Yeah, so
okay,
like
so
when you think
those
about
are the naive people, right? That's grandma.
Why would that have to be? Why would they be naive? That's
because naive. Well, the definition of naive means that they don't know, right? They are uninformed.
On the category.
Hold on a second. Yes, they will be naive to the fact. Naive is not a diss, ladies and gentlemen. It is just a word that you use. The definition means does not know, right? Hasn't been informed. So they are naive. Grandma Jane would be naive. She sees that $500 bundle. Maybe $500 don't burn a hole in her pocket. She wants to get little Johnny something special. Little Johnny is 10. He don't give a fuck where he plays. He'll play on an X. He'll play on a Pro. He'll play on a phone. He'll play on whatever. Because he's little Johnny. So grandma gets it for him. That's who. An informed consumer that knows, yo, $400, $350, $500, that all could go towards the Scarlet.
But you wouldn't say I'm an informed you wouldn't say I'm an informed consumer.
You are, but you're a fan. I've already excluded you. I've already excluded you. You're a collector. You're a collector or a fan. I'm talking about people that see it and go, oh shit, that console looks dope. If they know that there's a Scarlet on the horizon, they're not going to get it. If they don't,
I mean, every company does this, Knox. Every company does this.
That's why I'm not understanding this, because, I mean, that was the one thing that, I mean, when PlayStation dropped the VR and the Pro in the same damn month, like, it was crazy.
Well,
like,
VR is a peripheral, but let me, dude, I got a super chat real quick. Let me pay the bills, man. Shout out to my brother 108 Dragons TV, otherwise known as Lemon. We got into it last night on GRG. Definitely awesome discussions last night on K Mega's channel, but he says it's for the diehard Gears fan, not for casuals, and it's a limited edition. And right now, it's the highest pre-ordered X system on Amazon. And when it comes to that, thank you, 108 Dragons. But Portal Player also went in and took a look, and he put in the chat that right now it is the #1 pre-order for Xbox on Amazon. So,
all right, how many are on the market? How many are on the market?
I don't know.
Come on, Knox. It's really I mean,
Well,
come
I
on,
mean,
man.
if these dudes
that-
know all
that-
that
now it's
information,
like-
I'm just asking, dogs.
But even okay, let's just say that even if there was 20, I mean, shit, if there was a demand for it, if it's number one on Amazon,
my dude, I'm not. It's not like I don't want them to buy the shit. Go ahead and buy it.
Yo,
you
look
know
at
what I
this
mean? Like,
fire gameplay going on right now.
Even
I can't
it's
see
not
that
there yet.
shit.
It's not there yet. I'm a little bit ahead of you guys, but you'll see.
oh no, I'm watching it right now.
even
all I'm saying is that because of their strategic launch of Gears 5, right? Which is the only way you can sell a Gears 5 exclusive console is if Gears 5 exists. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's very close to the release of new hardware. Why go out and spend $500? Because if this shit would have been $350 with all it comes with, then I could say, all right.
But it eventually will be. I mean, that's
eventually, but it gets closer. But it gets closer to the Scarlet.
But that's what you keep on not paying attention to.
So then, if you got a disposable
G,
if you got a disposable G, then you good.
No, it's not that, Knox. It's that some people there's just some people that wait and they just wait. There are people that still have the OG fat, and then they'll be like, oh, I can go ahead and I can upgrade to that, and you know what? I can finally get an X because it's at the price that I want it to be at.
And around the holidays, especially this coming year, especially, they're basically going to hand people 4K televisions that walk in through the door on like Black Friday and stuff like that. So there are going to be people upgrading from the S and from the original Xbox to something that has that 4K moniker on it as well.
To me, the dude that's holding on to that fat from back in 2013, he's a detriment to the brand. Yeah, you bought one, all right, but you holding on to that fat.
Really? I know people.
You ain't playing shit. You ain't playing nothing. You ain't playing nothing. If you holding on to that fat, you ain't doing shit.
I know people that stream that has the fat. So I don't understand what that's just being disrespectful. I know homies that has a PlayStation 4 and they refuse to buy a Pro because they'll just wait to buy the PlayStation 5. And I know people that bought the Pro and they're saying they're not going to buy a PlayStation 5 until it gets to the same price of what they want. That's just how some people operate. They don't look at it. The diehards will jump at shit day one. Some people just won't. Some people will wait until that next year or 2 years or 3 years later. Hell, some people might wait a whole generation. There's people right now that's still playing on the 360 and on PlayStation 3 right now.
Yep, you're right about that. I'm telling you, I know people.
I know these people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like that. I wouldn't be just woofing this shit if I didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? People like these are the type of people that you have that this will go for if they have still some left in stock, and those people will look at that and say, hey, the X, everybody was all cool about the X. I'm just going to go ahead and get this Gears version. It's only $300. It's only $350. And then when the Scarlet drops down to the price that I want it to be, I'll get the Scarlet then. But for a person like me, I'm going to go ahead. I got screwed out of getting the Scorpio edition. So I just got a regular X. So I'm going to trade my X in and get that.
Yeah, you did get screwed over, brother. And
I got screwed over by Amazon. And I had to.
Amazon.
And I had to get my money back. And so then I was like,
how are they going to give you a regular X when you put in a Project Scorpio? I mean, I don't even know about that.
I paid that son of a bitch in full. And then when they hit me up, they said they were out of stock, like the day of when they were.
Get some more stock, man.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? And so it was just a big mess. But anyway,
yo, check this out. I just gotta pay the bills real quick because Sir X-Man is in the chat now, and he always shows love, always shows support in the super chat for pretty much every one of our shows and whatnot. So Sir X-Man says now Xbox should know people want custom consoles. Mega, what do you think about that? Is that true?
No, that's a fact. I mean, everybody. even the flip floppers, they've even said that they have to have custom consoles. It's evident. It's one thing right now. If what Lemon is saying and what one of the listeners posted in the chat, look, these things are number one. They're intrigued. They want this. So hopefully Xbox will get it in gear and start bringing out a whole bunch of different customs for their bigger games. Maybe they felt like the games that they had weren't big enough, for the last couple of years for them to have a custom console.
Yeah, Phil Spencer said that, buddy. He said it.
So I didn't know that. But the thing. Yeah, I didn't know that. So
You didn't know he said we need to work on our first party. We need work in that department.
No. I knew that, but
he said that.
I'm talking about the custom console.
Knox digging right now, man. He digging in.
That's fine.
Why? No, I'm
But
you heard about it.
But I'm talking about the custom consoles. It just overall, I still think that it still have legs. I'm finna get it. I'm finna trade my X in and get that. Because I didn't get the Scorpio edition, so I think that it'll be a nice.
You trading your Scorpio for that, my dude?
I don't have the Scorpio edition. I have just a regular X.
Oh, all right. Oh, no, you good money.
See, Knox is trying to throw shade at me. No. That's what he's trying to do.
Crispy, you're trading your Scorpio, Crispy?
Hell yeah, I am.
But he's a Gears fan. And look, check this out.
Sell it.
But the Scorpio edition would have meant more to me, and I would have kept it.
Who says I'm not going to sell it? That's the point I'm trying to make.
And that could be cool too. I mean, it is what it is. It's your money. You do what you want to do with it.
And
I'm not knocking anybody that does that because
absolutely. But you bought it for a reason.
I'm one of these people. Because once I go ahead and I trade in my X and I get this Gears, I'm going to be day one, not at Amazon, but probably through GameStop, somewhere else, Best Buy, something, and I'm going to have a Scarlet ready. And if there is a Halo version, I'm going to definitely have that. So there are going to be people that's going to double dip and going to pay extra money for what the products that they love and they enjoy.
Crispy and Mega, can I ask you a question real quick? We
gotta get Pred in on this too. So go ahead.
My bad. Y'all got your consoles like displayed and shit where people can enjoy the aesthetics of that console.
I do in my bedroom. Like it's right up next to my PC.
Or is the shit shoved into your wall unit like a fucking VCR?
No.
It defeats the purpose.
You disrespecting your shit if you got it in a wall unit, because especially if you got a PlayStation.
People do that. People do that.
Catch your house on fire. Get the hell out of here.
I got it mounted on the wall. What you're saying.
I got my.
People can see it when they walk in. People.
When they walk into my game room, that's the first thing they see is they see my X, and then they see on the opposite side, in between some stuff, because they gotta stay separated. It's my PlayStation 4. So
segregation, it's console segregation going on in the house.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We gotta put the PlayStation 4 on the outhouse. But
wow, brother. Damn. Yo, on that note, let's get Predator in on this. Yo, Pred, man, what do you think about the limited edition console, the aesthetics or whatnot, what they're offering? I know we heard Crispy. He said that he wished there was a 2 terabyte. Are you kind of like in the same boat with him on that?
It would be nice if it had a little bit more space in there, but I have an external I've been using anyway, so it doesn't matter. To me, like the size of the hard drive. Hopefully going forward into the next gen, we get at least a 2 terabyte. But if I had to pay extra to get that added in, if I had that option and I was going to get it, I would go with that option. The console, I think we talked yesterday, I love the way it looks. It's one of the best looking consoles I've seen them make. And it's like, isn't it like maybe like the first one we've seen in a long time? I can't remember the last custom console that we could pick up on the market was, to be honest.
It was like Battlefield, I believe, or something like that.
I think it was the
Minecraft.
Like with the detail and stuff like that was the Minecraft.
But we haven't had one for the X at all.
No,
if I'm not mistaken.
The Forza had one. Battlefield 1 had that green one.
But I will say that when they do their custom consoles, they do go all out when they do them, and I appreciate that they don't just like this. Here's a sticker, here's just a different color scheme. Like when they make a decision to go with a custom console, even the controllers, like they're on point. I thought they would have done a Crackdown one, but I don't think they had enough faith in the sales of that. game to do a custom console for it. But I remember we asked this question. We were talking about this a couple of episodes ago. Like, where the fuck is the custom console at? And I think you were talking about timing. I had to step away for a minute, so I didn't hear what everybody was saying. I heard you say something about the timing of this.
Yeah, that's the second big question. Like after we talk about the looks and everything like that, because there are people out there, social media is a thing now. We all live with like Twitter, Facebook, everything like that, like an integral part of everybody's like everyday life. And when it comes to social media, people are saying, the thing looks really awesome. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I wish it came out 2 years ago.
But Scarlet comes out next year, and that's where I'm spending my money.
Well, not everybody's gonna get a Scarlet out the gate, and there are some people. I think K Mega was saying there's some people who have been waiting to move into to move up from maybe the fat or and I'm kind of with Knox with this one. Like you still have a fat but there's some people who do, and it's typically those gamers who probably don't use their Xbox that often.
Lady Infamous still has her fat.
Yeah, is she using it like ridiculous? Does she have
Yeah, she
just
uses
that?
a lot. What are you talking about?
Every day.
No. That's not what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Is that the only one she has though?
Yeah, that's the only
Okay.
thing that she got. Yeah,
And so there's some people out there. They're like, okay, well, I don't want to spend the funds just to get the 4K when I'm still working with a fucking 1080p TV.
Shit, people got bills to pay.
Yeah, not everybody has upgraded from the fat. Broke people, poor people, whatever. So. Not saying they have the money now for it, but if they wanted to upgrade, this system is the same price as the regular X that's out there right now. So if you're gonna go and get one,
it's a no-brainer then, right?
It's a no-brainer than to get this one. Yeah, let's get this one. You get the controller with it as well. I would no doubt just if I saw this in the store and I wanted an X and I've been contemplating picking one up at some point in time. This would be the one I would get. And keep in mind, I know next generation's coming up, but those people who are gonna get the next Xbox, not everyone's gonna get it that day. They may be okay rocking their X for a year or two until the price of the next edition comes down. So they will need to upgrade at some point.
The hardcore is the first audience that's gonna buy it.
Okay, I'll use a phone analogy here, right? So I don't get the newest phone. I got when I was big into getting Galaxies, I was rocking a Galaxy Note 7 when the 9 came. Actually, I think it was a 6 when the 9 came out. I was like, I didn't get that shit.
Damn, you penny pincher, man.
Because I'm not doing shit on it, but looking at the internet. I don't need to get a brand new phone just to fucking surf the web. This one works fine. And some people like that with their consoles. This one works fine. I don't need to upgrade. Why do it? So I think that the timing part of it that I don't like is we've been asking for custom consoles all generation, and not just the bundle is completely different. Oh, we'll throw the game in with the console. That's different. We want custom consoles, and I'm not a big custom console guy. I'm not the one that's going to go out and get it because it's new and it's the hottest thing. But there are some collectors out there that want that shit, that would have gotten them, that would have helped push sales of the Xbox One X, or the Xbox One in general, had they come out with more custom consoles. And they didn't do that, and that's one of the reasons why their sales decline on top of the games. But if you have a nice looking system and you're a collector, or maybe you just want something that looks really cool and neat, you might have gone out and gotten a custom console for some of these other games they came out with. Not these onesie twosies they do where you have to win it or you have to beat up somebody in the fucking alley to take it from them. I'm talking I want to go out and buy one, right? So I think the timing of this really sucks because it is at the end of the generation. However, just like K Mega said, I'm agreeing with him again. It's coming out when the game. It's coming out when the game comes out, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I don't have any problem with it. As far as me getting one, I still have an Xbox One S. My daughter, it's in her room. If I was going to upgrade, I would swap that one in for this one, and I give her my Scorpion edition and put that in her room because I typically every generation I kind of just hand me down the console that I had before to my daughter.
Oh, dude, right? we do that. The 11-year-old twins, they have an Xbox One Fat in their room right now. It's the Elite. It's the 1 terabyte Elite Fat. When that came out, it came with the Elite controller. They didn't get the Elite controller. It broke on me, so they didn't get that. They wouldn't have got that either. That if it was still working, I'd still be using it right now. But yeah, we We hand them down here too.
Yeah, we both had fats. I traded my fat in for the Scorpio. No, I'm sorry, for the Slim, 2 terabyte Slim. And then I traded hers in for a 1 terabyte Slim. I gave her my 2 terabyte Slim when the Scorpio came out. And so if I decide to get this console, I will trade in her Slim, give her my Scorpio edition, and I'll pick up the Gears edition. But I don't really need another console right now. And you got to think about keeping in mind, like looking forward to next generation as well. Like, I know it can do that. Next console is going to run faster, et cetera, et cetera. But not everybody needs to go into that aspect of the console generation.
Well, dude, we didn't even talk about forwards compatibility. Even if the launch lineup is forwards compatible, that makes
you won't need it. Yeah.
That makes this Xbox One X a little more enticing, right?
Yeah, because like you can, especially if it's available still. Because I remember seeing somewhere recently, like within the past 2 months, that they still had Scorpio editions out in places. Like you could actually still go get one like off the shelf.
I saw people trying to sell them on eBay that are quote unquote unopened for like $700-800.
Yeah, I still have the sticker on my Scorpio, just by the way, just for shits and
giggles. Oh no! Hashtag no sticker, man. Come on.
And that's another thing too, because I still have the fat, and so therefore, that's going to be one of the things that I would trade it in for. And then, and I always have to have a backup, because when my ex went through the issues that it went through, and then I had to have something to play while it was getting fixed. So that's why I was using the fat at the time. And so that's the thing that and what I'm going to do when I get that console, then I'm just going to most likely trade the fat in, and then go ahead and then give the other X to my old lady. Finally give her one, or wait till next year.
Still won't buy her a Switch though, man. You just
I'm getting the Switch. I'm getting the Switch this month or next month.
Or next month. Yo, huge shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat one more time. He says, I want a Phantasy Star online custom console. Facts. And dude, I could just imagine what they can do. The creative nature of like the design team over there for the limited edition consoles, I could just imagine what they would do with a Phantasy Star online console. That could be absolutely
I got
amazing,
one
man.
better, but I got one better. A Cyberpunk custom.
Ooh, put in some LEDs going down the sides, all sorts of craziness, man. That would be insane.
Did y'all already mention Halo Infinite Scarlet?
I said it real quick, man. But if they come out with a Halo Infinite Edition, limited edition Scarlet, day one, dude, you already know what console I'm getting. But yo, since you brought that up, just real quick, Knox, what do you think? Does this now spark like an energy to where, when it comes to people like me, Halo guys, do you think we're being too optimistic when now we're thinking quite possibly they can come out with a Halo Infinite limited edition Scarlet as well, man? Do you think that's possible now with what you're seeing with Gears 5? Do you think that might happen?
Nah, man.
Why?
I don't, because I can't, with Microsoft, I can't call it. Seriously, Microsoft lately has been on some flavor of the month shit. They'll do whatever at the most inopportune time.
Dude, it's
in
the
my
number
opinion.
one pre-order on Amazon right now for anything Xbox, anything like that. Like why?
And that's great. I'm glad that it's working out for them. I'm just saying that they just do shit weird to me. That's just my personal opinion. They
look at you, Knox, and they're like, you know what? No, screw you. I'm doing exactly the opposite of what you're saying. And
you would think that if they are noticing, if they are paying attention, and they're tallying these numbers, that they will absolutely make an Halo Infinite, specific Scarlet, exclusive console that you can get, that variant. Absolutely, I why wouldn't you do it? To
I
me,
think they will. I think they will, and the only reason why
They
I say
should.
that is because they released the X. The original release was the Scorpio edition, and I think they saw how quickly that flew off the shelves. And regardless, like let's say yes, I'm a Gears fan, but hypothetically, I didn't buy that Gears X because I said I'm going to buy the Scarlet. I mean, if you bring a fancy console like that, Halo or not, like I'm not a huge Halo fan. We played bot. I suck at Halo, but in the end, if it looks fucking awesome, I'm buying it.
Can I tackle another point real quick too?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
And I mentioned this a long time ago when I was on Console Corner, right?
Oh, damn, that is a long time ago.
I would much rather, this is just me, I would much rather have a custom controller than a custom console because I would use my controller almost every day. My console is just going to sit there. Like, that's just me. And I always thought that they should have gone that route, and they ended up doing it in a weird way. After
But
we
they
said
did it, and people complained, brother.
and that's fine. They can complain all they want to. The thing I like about the way they're doing this one, you can actually buy the controller separately because they didn't. I don't think they did that with the original Gears that they did last time. With
You're
the,
No,
correct.
they came out with the Elite instead, man.
And they came out with a JD Phoenix one.
Oh,
you had to
yeah,
buy the controller. Yeah, you had to.
The red
could you
one?
buy the controller separately or no?
yes, you could.
You could buy the JD Phoenix one.
Which
the
was
red
a charcoal,
one.
Oh, yeah,
a
the other one
charcoal
you
and
couldn't.
blue one.
The red one originally you couldn't, and I think it started
Eventually,
showing
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But it was like months after. It was always the JD Phoenix one that was like a bluish, kind
And it
of
had
looked like the
the
cake controller.
The
right
changeable
now.
the stuff for the Elite controller, the little
No,
thumb tags and
no.
shit.
This was just a regular controller.
Oh, okay.
It looked a lot of people were comparing it to the cake controller. Cake controller has a few more lines, and it's obviously a different color palette. But the JD Phoenix one was actually it was purchased. You could purchase it like the day they announced when they were releasing Gears 4. And you could buy it and already have it. Like that's the way they did that.
That's something that they could actually like market, right? If they sold the Elite controller with the transferable, like the thumb pads and stuff like that, different color, like they had like I think with the Gears when they had it was a different it had like some engraving or something on it.
It was
like,
maroon red with it laser etching.
And like
it's very
I
cool.
would much personally as a consumer, I would buy that controller with the game as a bundle. To have it for the aesthetics versus, spending $500 on a console when I already have one.
Pred, another thing that Xbox can really do to push, if they decided that they wanted to start making more custom consoles, is that they would give the option for people to buy those different array of controllers that they have. Because I'm not the biggest fan of the Gears controller myself. It's the console that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not the
K1
biggest
got
fan.
laser etching all down the different metal panels that make up the armor. Like you can feel it.
It just the color palette just I'm not feeling it. It's just not.
Just give you a couple of different color options. What you're trying to say?
No, like all those color options that they have, like the Phantom, that all red one, or all those arrays of controllers, and even if you want to pay a little bit more, the Elite or the Elite 2, those would sell. I think that those would push those consoles to sell even more because people would want to have a chance to get those controllers with that. I think that's something that I think that they should try to market. But I mean, they're way smarter than me. But I would do that in a heartbeat.
I like you thinking that, but I don't think that is ever gonna happen, man. To be really honest with you, I think what you get is a limited edition like set. You know what I'm saying? And it comes with the controller where they do all sorts of craziness. Now, it was cool with Gears 4 how they did come out with multiple controllers. You had the Red Elite, you had the JD one, which was a charcoal and blue to kind of match his armor at that point in time, and then you had the red one that shout out to Others Inc. by the way. He said the red one you could buy day one. I'm not sure about that. I wasn't trying to buy the red one day one anyway.
I didn't like that Gears. I didn't like the
I did like the JD one with the charcoal and blue though. I was
a
fan of that one.
Yeah, but the all red console.
No, that Crimson S was
too.
pretty. It was pretty hot.
The console was sick, yo. Don't get me wrong.
That
The color palette. I'm telling you.
That it was just too loud. Like you come in here like, dang. Yeah, you can have,
But again, if it's a centerpiece, I don't know, man. If you walk in and that shit is displayed nice, that shit look dope.
Yeah, hell
Like,
yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, no, I mean like I said, I have my consoles up where when people first walk in and they see my consoles is on each side. God dang it, Briggs, get your big ass out of here, messing with my
Cody,
cord.
you should have named him Lock, man. Yeah.
But yeah, that's why he ran off. He knew he could get your ass out of here.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that was the thing that I don't know. I lost my train of thought because my dog.
It's all good, man. We don't want to have one topic for the whole show. So we're gonna
It's all right. Move on. Yeah,
we're gonna move on here, and we're gonna move on to a Matt Booty interview. And I'm gonna take the first part of it, and then one of my curveballs is gonna be there's a second part to it. But actually, before I do that, huge shout out to Sir X-Man again hitting up that super chat. Said that Forza Motorsport console was awesome. Yeah, dude, it was 10th anniversary.
yeah, it was.
They had a bunch of little things going around the sides to kind of show, with the Turn 10 logo, the 10th anniversary logo, the racing stripes down the middle. It was a more, I guess you could say, a more basic design. You literally had to really go and observe it, look around on the sides and stuff to really see kind of like the detail that they put on it. But I really like that. It could be considered going back to the more sticker situation when you think about it, because it was blue, but it did have the racing stripes and stuff. But I thought overall it was a good console. It was the little details that really made that thing pop for me. But moving on to Matt Booty. And this is something people have been talking about in terms of the newer development studios that are first party. The developers of Outerworlds. Outerworlds is coming out. It's going to be a multi-plat game because it is under contract to be that. And when it comes down to it, because the developer got acquired by Microsoft to become first party, the Outer Worlds is going to be day one in Game Pass. Now, our buddy Crap Gamer has gone out and stated that when it comes to a sequel, if the game does well and they're ready to make a sequel on it, like, what's to stop them from making it multi-plat? Now, Matt Booty has come out and stated that Outer Worlds 2 would be a great Xbox, and this would be Xbox platform exclusive.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
What did he say? Do you have it verbatim?
No, he didn't. I don't have it verbatim. I don't. But what he said is he thinks they would do that. He thinks they would keep it that way.
He thinks, well, he's in charge of the first party and the development studios.
He also, in the same interview, he also said if another, I'm forgetting the name of the damn company.
Double Fine.
That
was my second part. That was my second part as well.
He made that comment as well. So, and he sounded way more assertive and way more confident when he made that statement than when he answered that question. He said, "Yeah, I think we would. Yeah, I think we would." Quickly, naturally, it just flowed right off his tongue. When he was asked the question about the Outer Worlds, he said, "Yeah, I think we do that. If the stars are aligned and Xbox Live and this and that and blah, blah, blah."
What he stated is that, there are going to be games that come out of these development studios, right? That some of them will seem to cater more towards listen.
The thing is about that. I've been saying this already. I know. I know it. My bad. But
I want to let you might know. But what about the chat out there, man? All right.
I want to say something.
Well, can I just finish what he said?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Real quick, man. He stated that there are going to be games that come out of these development studios that cater more towards a multi-plat scenario. And with that being said, those games should be and will be multi-plat. And I'm not quoting word for word here, but you guys are getting the idea of what that is.
That is exactly the gist of what he said.
All right. And then when it came to Outer Worlds 2, he also stated that there are going to be games that cater more to being exclusive as a Xbox platform game, where they're utilizing the xCloud, they're doing things within the game that they want to control first party. They want it under their umbrella, exclusive to the Xbox platform.
So
and
they
that's
are
where the Outer Worlds 2 came up in that interview.
okay. Now, even if that's the case, though, isn't this just solidifying what I've been saying for a hot minute, that Microsoft is trying to be third party in an unprecedented way, where they still going to offer you first party stuff, still try to offer you a console until they no longer need to? Isn't that what I've been saying? Isn't that the direction I've said they're going
I
in?
have to say, Knox, that I kind of agree with you in some way, shape, or form. It's a very strange way, but I think that there are going to be certain games from certain Xbox Studios developers that is going to be
Third party?
multi-plat.
Absolutely.
And that is because
that's
it
what
is
they
not
wanted.
the core. It's not the core Xbox, Gears, Halo, Forza. You know what I mean? It's not that, and it's also, I think they're only going to have exclusives for any single player, story driven narrative games. And if they do that, it is very smart, because if you look at Minecraft and such like that, they are making a shit ton of money off of
which is helping
multi-plat
fund like Halo and Gears and Forza and all those other games as well.
and Ninja. Apparently, I heard the motherfucker's gonna make 30 million in the next 10 years.
Anywhere between 30 to 50 million, and I think it's more like 4 to 6 years, to be honest with you, man. So that's more money per year, yeah, than what you were even thinking, Crispy.
But if you think about it, all these small sports companies, you know what I mean? They pay tons, if not more, than what Ninja is going to get paid. So why can't Microsoft do it?
That's a great point. That is a great point right there, brother.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get this next. I'll be quick. Well,
dude, don't. Yo, share your thoughts and opinions, man. That's what we're here for, yeah.
I mean, this the thing right here is that, look, everybody keeps trying to make this out for just Xbox is the only ones that's going to do this. This has already been written as where for everybody is want to include themselves to be outside of their console. It's just everybody's going to do things in an unprecedented way. We already see this with Death Stranding. We already hearing about Concrete Genie. It's just what I said on GRG last night.
Yeah, but those are second party, brother. We talked about that.
PlayStation Now. These games. See, this is the difference. Is what you said last night too. PlayStation is fully concentrated on Sony is fully concentrated on the PlayStation because they have to.
Yeah.
They can't do what Microsoft does. And it's what I said following what you said was that, look, if Sony and Nintendo had an operating system like Windows on PC, they would be doing the same things. They would be putting out their God of Wars and Horizon Zero Dawn's day and date, because the console to them wouldn't be a main factor to the way it is now. But they're already moving this way because of the fact this, like what I said last night, is the controller. They wouldn't have allowed the PlayStation DualShock to be allowed to be played on the PC if they weren't already thinking of this strategy of moving their games to be this so-called quote unquote multi-plat. They already have games on cell phones. One of the biggest selling games of 2018 was a mobile game. It was a mobile game. So where they're going to go with PlayStation Now, and it's going to be more on PC and mobile. Also, if you look at games, it's just smart business. What PlayStation fan is really going to bitch and complain if a game like Knack or a game like Ratchet and Clank or Medieval would be able to be multi-plat on all consoles? Who would really bitch at that?
Well, there's some faithful that will.
Some people bitch about Ratchet and Clank. Maybe Medieval you could get away with.
Okay, but I'm just saying, but Knack, Medieval, Ratchet and Clank.
Ain't nobody playing no goddamn Knack.
Okay, but exactly.
I would say.
Crap Gamer did. Yeah.
Oh God.
But that's the whole point. Is those games go out multi-plat, there will be people that will jump on Knack and play it on Xbox and on Nintendo. And definitely there'll be some people that'll play it on PC and mobile, because there will be an audience for that game. This isn't just for an Xbox thing. This is going to be for everybody. That's what I'm saying.
You're absolutely right, Mega. I'm not taking that away from you whatsoever. You are absolutely right. The shit is though, Microsoft is leading the charge, and like always, the dude that leads the charge receives the brunt of the blow, right?
Oh, that's fine. But I mean, Microsoft, but you can tell
like the Marines.
I like that Microsoft don't care because they look when
they gotta do it right. All I'm saying is they gotta do it right. Like I
think that by establishing themselves by saying that look, you will never have the big titles that Xbox have come to other consoles. It just won't happen. But for Ori, even though Ori and Cuphead, those games, they got great high praise and high Metacritic scores, things of that nature. But those are still smaller titles. Those games.
If after a year they want to put those shits on other platforms, be it.
Well, check this out. Check this out, Mega. I'm about to back you up on this real quick. Now, first off, I want to give a shout out to Sir X-Man one more time. Damn, brother.
And he said is on point.
He says, think about it like this. We'll get those games free with Game Pass. Well, we do pay a $10 subscription, but I hear what you're saying. Free with Game Pass, while other consoles will have to pay for the game in full. Now, I hear you, brother. And what I'm saying here is when he was talking about multiplat, if you notice, he was talking more about, like, he was in the realm of Double Fine, kind of like the smaller titles and stuff like that. Now, when you're looking at Outer Worlds and saying about the sequel, now the first one was locked down as a multiplat. All right, they didn't put down the money to grab the full out publishing rights to that or whatnot. So they let them finish that whole thing. When it comes to the sequel, though, if it's successful, that is a bigger type game. That is I guess you would call it a AAA type game. So with that, they're looking at it as, you know what? If it's successful or whatnot, we don't have a problem making that an Xbox platform exclusive. That's what I'm hearing in Matt Booty's interview here. The smaller titles, like what Mega's saying with the Ori, even though Ori is an absolute masterpiece, but they don't have any problem having that go into Switch. Cuphead as well. Don't have any problem putting that on Switch. If they can put it on PlayStation, they'll put it there as well.
One of the biggest PlayStation fan, he's a fanboy. Fuck it. One of the biggest PlayStation fanboy, P-Rock, Barney Rubble 77, my boy Porter Rock, right? He loves Cuphead. He brags about, I beat Cuphead more than these Xbox did, and most likely, and he did, because I haven't beat Cuphead
for
yet.
a lot of people.
I haven't got to it yet. So I mean, I got halfway, and then I stopped and jumped on Forza 7, and then I haven't looked back. But the one thing about that is, like, look, just think about this for a second. If Cuphead goes to the PlayStation, they can brag and talk about it. You get J-Dubs and them to come in here and say, we have your games. But you're paying full price while you throw those games on Game Pass, and then people still feel like they go coming away like a fat rat because they can play those games anytime that they want to, as long as they got an Xbox subscription, while you're paying that $40 to $60.
Damn straight.
They are making bank. That's a no.
But he also has the option of going right on his PC and signing up for $9.99 and playing that shit to his heart's content.
So why not? The money's coming back.
That's
bouncing. And that's part of Microsoft's whole. Yeah. No, absolutely. It's part of their whole.
It's what I said. It's what I even said this before you even came on the show, Knox. Is that this is what PlayStation and Nintendo don't want Xbox to do. Xbox is playing. Everybody's like, oh, they Kumbaya so nice. They doing this with the greatest strategy in the world. They will interwove and get into everybody's sector. They don't care. If you want to play Xbox games through Xbox Live on your PlayStation and Xbox, I'm pretty sure Xbox would say, sure, let's do that. Hey, no problem. But do you know what kind of hell that would cause? Because you would have more people out there, especially once PlayStation and Nintendo fans really get a hold of those multiplayer games like that. And they're more, and they're playing on Gears and Forza and Halo more than they're playing on those single player games. That would cause a lot of problems. You have to think about the bigger picture instead of the smaller picture. But I digress. I'm done. I just wanted to make that point.
Well, we gotta see how multiplayer is gonna work with this streaming stuff. You know,
Well,
what I mean?
I want to get Pred in on here, man. Level-headed gamer. He loves talking about business as well in terms of the gaming industry. He follows the money a lot when it comes to this. Now, Matt Booty's interview, Pred. You heard what I thought. I thought when he's talking about games being multi-plat that first-party development teams will work on. I think, like, from what I'm hearing from him, it's more like the Oris, the games from Double Fine, stuff like that. The smaller titles, they have no problem making a multi-plat. Now, when it comes to Outer Worlds, in terms of a sequel, if the game, catches a buzz, it becomes popular. To me, I hear him saying that they have no problem making the sequel an exclusive to the Xbox platform. But I'm interested to hear, man, what do you hear from Matt Booty's interview? Do you think that I'm just like in the clouds in my way of thinking, or is there something there, brother?
I think from the business standpoint, it makes sense to do what you guys are kind of alluding to, where there's some games that will go over, and those guys will pay full price for those games. What you might see happen further down the road is exactly what Sir X-Man kind of alluded to, was the fan base speaking out about, why am I paying $60 for this game and I can get it on the Xbox console or even on PC, like Knox said, for $10 a month, whatever, $15 a month, and play their whole entire library. Now, so the next step would be, we want Game Pass on our console, right? We want Game Pass on our Switch. We want Game Pass on our
That'd be
PlayStation
crazy to
4.
hear, man.
It would be, but it's an app. If you think about it,
Yeah.
It's just an app, so it's possible, And I joked about this years ago. It's all fun and games when you have that app on your console, right? When you can go up to your PlayStation 4 and you can subscribe to Xbox and play your games streaming through their shit. We laugh about this kind of shit, but when you're trying to get into something, to infiltrate something, you do it little by little. You just don't just bam jump everything on there. You just start just feeding a little bit to them.
You start just slowly squeezing in there.
Yeah, you just put the tip in. You just put the tip in.
Oh no!
You just slide it in, and then everybody. And then after a while, man, everybody's like, I want it all.
Yep, that's it.
Put the whole thing in there, girl. Don't worry about it, girl. And next thing you know, man, like they're hooked on that crack, man. And they want to play, and then they're gonna make two decisions. They're either gonna get it on PC or they're gonna go to pick up an Xbox and get it on there. Because if Sony doesn't want that on their shit. Just like you guys were saying before.
They don't want people wanting that on their shit either.
They didn't want crossplay. They damn sure. Maybe they see the writing on the wall.
Because that would force PlayStation now to be like Game Pass, and that's the last thing PlayStation wants to do because their
competition's on their box.
Right, yeah.
That's why they brought into those Azure servers, man.
Exactly.
That's why they brought into it.
They already gave in to that. You let Xbox get into that point, like Pred said, it's finito chitons. That Xbox got you where they want you.
It ain't about trying to take over PlayStation. They want that competition. It's about just trying to get their ecosystem everywhere. And listen to the Forbes article that they did a couple of weeks ago with Jesus, I'm forgetting his name right now.
Ninja?
No, not Ninja. With head Xbox guy.
Phil?
P3. Jesus, how did I forget Phil's name?
Killer Phil.
No, he don't like that.
I don't care if he likes it or not. I'm still saying it, man.
That's why I stopped saying Killer Phil.
Yeah.
It's solid snake oil Filskis.
Remember the word he used? And sometimes y'all get it mixed up on here. Phil said this.
Retribution. Phil the retribution.
He said they're customers. Not competition, customers. There's a big difference there. Like it's not that we see you as equals. We see you as we're feeding you a product.
But as at a business standpoint, do you
Yeah.
feel that's the right thing to do?
Oh, again, like, okay, look at it this way. Everybody's so wound up on console sales, right? And I know, like, if you have 100 million consoles out there, that's just more Xbox Live subscribers, right? But if you can't get that many console sales, what else are you going to do? You're going to supplement that another way. We can't get the sales off of our console, which, costs what to make? How much does it cost to make an Xbox? Like, not a lot. They're probably breaking even on those consoles, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
at least on
Oh,
the
yeah,
X, they're
definitely.
breaking about even,
Yeah. So, like, they're not making that money back. Like, PlayStation broke even and surpassed that shit years ago. But, like, they're not making the money on the console, so they got to make money a different way. What better way to do it than to feed you something you need to purchase all the time, like Xbox Live, like Game Pass, like simple, small, itty bitty shit that you don't really think, but it all adds up because you're paying for it all the time. We've been paying for a subscription for years. We just didn't know it. We've been paying $50 a year. Now they just kind of decreased it down to $14 a year when it comes out to the full strength. So you do the math: $50 for Xbox Live versus what is it, $14.99 a month? What it's going to end up being for 12 months? Do the math.
Like 130.
I don't know. I'm not doing fast math right now. But
Yeah, I'm going anywhere
it's
between
more. It's
130
more
to
money.
150,
You're spending more money
Yeah.
in the long run.
I think it's like $1.80.
It's almost triple. It's almost triple, right? If that's right.
Okay, so how much are you saying?
How much is that? How much is Game Pass going to be when it
$14.99 a month.
$14.99 a month?
I
So
got
multiply
you.
that by 12.
I'm gonna do that right now. Hold on, let's go.
Somebody in the chat's
I'm
already
doing
done this, I'm sure.
Yeah. No,
It's
everybody
$1.20,
busting out their
it's a buck-
calculators.
it's a
While
buck-
we're
it's a
at
buck
this,
20 a year.
179.88.
Yeah,
Oh,
180. I
damn.
told you.
180.
I said it.
So versus that's triple what we were paying. And here's the crazier part about this. Remember how, like, you can go on some websites and get that shit for like $30.
Oh yeah, you can always get Xbox Live cheap anyway.
Like, how much is Ultimate Game Pass gonna go for? I mean, on the, like, say CD keys, right? Like,
you're gonna
I've
get
not looked yet.
discounts, yeah.
I've not looked yet to see if it's out there yet. But if they've taken away Xbox Live by getting rid of it, basically, essentially, and making you get Game Pass, which is they're going to do at some point in time. Like, you have to get Game Pass because they're gonna probably do away with Xbox Live. Your Xbox Live is going to be Game Pass. It's going to be a subscription at some point in time. They just haven't done it yet. You can still get Xbox Live, but I guarantee you they're going to get rid of Xbox Live, the subscription part of it.
I don't think so, Pred. I don't think so.
Dude,
No,
I'm telling you, that's how
because
they milk you.
there's going to be people that don't want to deal with a subscription service. They just don't want to deal with it. They just want their regular live to play games online.
You can buy
Ultimate
Game Pass for a whole year.
I know that. I know that. But once that whole dollar deal goes away, then
you're already hooked at that point because you already transferred your shit over.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm saying, there are people out there that just don't want to deal with anything streaming or with dealing with Game Pass.
And they don't have to because they're all three combined. Right. And you're right. And like, there's a lot of people who don't. They're like, I ain't doing that shit, But again, give it some time. This is Microsoft we're talking about. They want that money, and they've already got us because we've already kind of made that transition over to Ultimate Game Pass.
Yeah. I mean, you even got the PlayStation. You got the PlayStation fanboys over here talking. I'll get play Gears for $1. You're already hooked, sucker.
Yeah,
you're already hooked. He's like, oh yeah, go play Gears for $1.
You pay for $1 now, but then next year when that shit runs out,
doesn't that, like, when you look at that scenario?
See, but why do you guys act like y'all can't cancel them subscriptions?
You can.
That's the funny talk.
You can, but guess what? You haven't done over that whole 3 years. You haven't paid for a fucking game. They're all in Game Pass.
Right. Yeah, no, but you getting the shit for $1. It's gonna be a different story when you're paying $10. When you start paying that $10 a month, right? Once you start paying that $10 a month, and you see that this month Nathan's, next month Nathan's.
I don't know about that.
Now, if they
depends on the game.
If they can put out, I'll tell you what will make Game Pass worth it. If Microsoft can put out AA games like
No, they're gonna
Like-
be putting out AAA. Devil May Cry 5. Do you?
Yeah, but
you heard, you heard it here
triple A
first.
games
Devil May
take
Cry.
longer to come out.
Devil May Cry 5 is going to be out. Is going to be out for Xbox here, if not at the end of the month, next month for sure.
I understand.
What?
I
But
understand
I
that, but you need that filler. If
Let me
they
put a scenario
games,
in your head.
if they could put like 2 games a month, something like A Tale of Innocence, right? Like quality shit like that, shit like Ori. You know what I'm saying? Shit like Cuphead. If they could put 2 of those
And why,
jump offs.
and
Can I just
why do
say
you think they're
something?
talking about the smaller titles being multiplayer?
I know, but they got to be that. They got to be that.
They'll
is what I'm saying.
feed
But
Game
they gotta be
Pass
that.
with
They
those
can't-
smaller
they can't be-
titles. They'll
they
be
can't be State
multiplayer.
of Decay.
They'll
They
get the
can't be
money
State of
from
Decay.
all around.
Okay,
all
but they
around.
got. What I'm saying is, about they gotta be that, right? Like when you're
They
waiting
don't
for
all have
Orange
to
is
be
the
that.
new black.
Yeah, okay.
You still
Can I-
want to watch
oh,
a quality mediocre show. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
Something
Perfect.
to hold you over.
Perfect. I pay $13.95 for a 4K package for Netflix, and it's about to go up $1 very soon.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Okay, there are like 5 shows that I religiously watch, and you can't get them anywhere else. But you can get everything else on Netflix almost anywhere else, or in some kind of other
I think
platform.
our brother
and
Christopher
not-
Hart in the chat. I think he's having a heart attack over all
He
this
is.
positivity when it comes
His
to Xbox.
head's gonna
man.
blow up because his head's gonna blow up. But check this out, Knox. I got to come after you for this one because you made a point. You made a point. You've been saying this about people don't want to pay for this subscription, people don't want to pay for that subscription,
Yes.
blah 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 blah. Right?
Well,
Okay.
it's got to be worth it, is what I'm saying. It's gotta be
Okay,
worth it.
I got you. But check this out. Right now, okay, our guest Crispy, he just said, look, he's paying for this for 5 shows, just for 5 shows.
Okay.
Right? Not all about the other shows that Netflix has lost, but he's paying for 5 shows. Now, this is the kicker right here. Disney just made their package, right? And if from your theory, people are going to be like, "No, I already got Netflix. I might got Hulu. I ain't getting no more." You know what I'm hearing from everybody about the whole Disney package?
Oh, I want it.
I can't wait. I can't wait. That and my Netflix. Oh my God!
I know.
So what?
Now
Come
is
on,
that
young
is that
Knox.
is that
Come on,
something?
Knox.
Is that something that you really want? You really want to get all your gaming a la carte? Oh, I got John Madden from the EA app. Oh, I get 2K from the.
Oh
I get
my
2K
God,
from the
could you
2K
imagine
app.
that way?
Hold on. Wait a minute.
I get my
Okay,
Xbox
Knox,
stuff from the Xbox app.
Knox.
We don't want that. I
No,
don't want that anyway.
whoa, Knox. Hold on, wait a minute. You tell me that I could get NBA 2K, Madden, and let's say
Anthem, Battlefield.
Battlefield, and those games will come on Game Pass or on a
No. On EA's joint, where you got to pay an additional $9.99.
I've been paying on it. I don't even know. I don't even pay attention that when I paid my EA for 3 years in advance because I knew I was going to keep it. I don't even see that shit.
That's because it's 35 yuckers for a whole year right now. I feel you. I know. What I'm saying is, if everything starts going a la carte, right? If you can only get Assassin's Creed from the Ubisoft shit, and I gotta be there for $9.99, and then I gotta to get the Division, to get Splinter Cell, to get any Ubisoft shit, I gotta be there for $9.99. To get any Microsoft shit, I gotta be there for $9.99. To get any Sony shit, I gotta be there for $9.99.
They're not making you do it, bro. They're not making
I
you
know
do
that, but we
it.
don't. But we don't want that. I don't.
But
What
it's going to
what are
happen.
you talking about? It
only
All
right, yo,
happens if you guys let it happen.
No,
No,
Knox, hold on. They're not gonna just put the games only in their
And
store.
not
They're
sell
still
them.
gonna
Yeah,
they're still
not
gonna
sell
sell them on
them.
the console.
I'm saying
Right.
eventually when they face,
Nah,
listen,
they
if
won't do
this
that.
is successful, they will face. There's only 3
It will
console
be
manufacturers,
successful.
guys. There's only 3
Already
console
becoming
manufacturers.
Okay.
Okay.
No. Capcom is going to throw out theirs here pretty soon. Look.
Okay, you want to pay $9.99 for Street Fighter and Resident Evil and shit?
Do we remember 2013 when Xbox said, "Hey, this is your entertainment advice"? They were actually
Mhm.
smart about
It's
it.
your,
It's your
yeah, that's the
entertainment
thing
device.
right there. Look, and this is the thing right here. PlayStation even had to take back what they said back in 2013, 14 to 15 about EA Access. They see this pattern coming.
Oh,
And
that's-
Only if we the consumer accept it, bro. I don't know why
are
you guys
going
act
to.
like
obviously
you
the
don't have
consumer.
to. Everybody acts like
obviously
the
the
only
consumers
reason
are
it'll happen is
accepting
because
it.
everybody seems to want
Knox.
to support the shit.
Again,
Brother,
they're
brother,
not
yo,
gonna not
guys,
put games
guys,
on
guys.
consoles.
All right,
They do.
moderator here, just real quick.
Yeah.
I just Knox, I see what you're saying. All right, and at the when this thing all kicks off, Capcom's doing it. You're talking about EA and 2K and all this
Yeah, I
good
don't
stuff.
want all my
Namco
partners.
Bandai's talking
All
about
right,
doing
guys,
it.
guys, I'm just painting a picture to kind of show people where I'm going with this. All right,
We going GRT
All right.
long tonight,
all
sucker.
right, when he's doing this on purpose because of last night, by the way. But yeah, when it comes down to it, right? When they first put out that option for subscription, of course you're gonna have games that you can just buy it. It's gonna be an option whether or not you want to put down the monthly subscription to get the games that they're offering. Now, if it gets to the point where this is gonna be kind of like the standard and the norm, I'm letting you know right now, it's not going to be as widespread throughout all these companies because all these companies are not going to be able to handle it. All these companies
All
are
those
not going to.
companies will go lease
listen.
fucking servers from Azure.
No, that's not what I'm.
And
but see,
Microsoft will take them all in.
brother,
They make them-
that's
they
not
sell
what
them,
I'm
make a
talking
boatload of
about,
money.
brother. That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
All right, all these publishing companies, they don't have enough. They won't have enough in their oven to constantly put out enough games for that subscription service to be valid. Kind of like what you're talking about with Game Pass right now. You're saying they need AA filler in between the AAA to make it a value. Not every one of these companies are going to have enough development teams. They're not going to have enough in the oven to support their subscription service. And I got to go back to what Mooch said. At the end of the day, there can only be 2 or 3. All right, when it comes down to it. So if it does get to that point, all right, there's only, once the dust settles, I look at it as there are only going to be 2 or 3 subscription services that you would have to decide on whether or not you want to invest in. And I don't necessarily.
I disagree with that part.
Huh?
I disagree with that part.
Dude, nah, man.
No. If you said per consumer that it'll only be 2 or 3, then you're right. But for the companies themselves to just say that there's only going to be 2 or 3 that'll succeed, I find that hard to believe because everybody has a different appetite, and everybody is going to want something. Somebody's going to want
It's
something.
going to be the subscription wars, then, man.
I agree with Mega, and that's what I'm saying. But it is going to be the subscription wars.
So,
And to me, it's such a dangerous precedent for me.
so are you thinking Nintendo would come out with this subscription service?
I do not. I don't think Nintendo. I think Nintendo will stick to their roots.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's not everybody. I mean, let's be serious.
I hope not. But I don't want Nintendo to be the only ones offering a console because not for nothing. Nintendo
Problem is,
it's great.
I'm gonna
They
tell
do
you
great
right
shit,
now.
but not for me.
PlayStation puts out some great AAAs, but in the end, do they have any AA's that they can throw out there and say this is not
leave that up to
exclusive
second
PlayStation?
party to do the AA's. Man.
And PlayStation is pretty much,
And that's why Phil is in Japan every freaking 6 months.
Right.
That's why he's there.
Right, and that's another thing that's involved in this too. That's why they even the CEO of Sony said, "Look, consoles are niche because they see this new era in gaming coming down the pike." And it's like I've said this a million times. I'll say it again. It's all about the customer if they want consoles or not. People could talk about, oh, well, I want my X. See, this is the thing that trips me out, right? Because they'll say, man, Xbox, you know what? All I want is just my games to be played on my console. But you know what? I'm gonna tout and love everything PlayStation do and shit on Xbox, and might not even buy an Xbox day one. that's not giving the right indication if you want your games to be primarily on Xbox. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's shade, K Mega. That's
Oh,
shade, bro.
I'm just being real. You know, I speak those facts.
But you can't now because you can't.
Damn
you
straight.
You can't keep accepting subpar. You can't keep accepting subpar first party offerings. Okay, with very minor with very minor detail
I agree
upgrades
with
in
you,
third
Knox.
party jump offs.
I
cannot
actually
accept
agree
that.
with you. I agree with you. If you're trying to sell consoles, I agree with you completely.
Right,
Thank
but
you.
you also this is the thing though. This is the thing.
Thank you, Crispy. I appreciate it.
But PlayStation, look, Xbox has those options. They have the resources. They have the money to do all these things.
Absolutely. They got the talent. They got everything. They got everything they need to do it, and I don't understand why they don't do it.
You want to know a theory?
They are doing it. But no, this is the thing right here, though, also, is that PlayStation doesn't have all the resources. That's why they have to get help. And they
piggyback.
Yeah, and they got the piggyback, and they also understand that the market is different. It's different. It's changing. Look, that's what I'm saying. If the gamers that talk and tout about consoles, and I want this particular console to do this, to do that, to do this, but then yet you tout other consoles, and those people that listen to their listeners and followers and listen to them, and then they go and get the other product instead of the product that you are bitching about mostly. That right there, you're the one that's failing the console because you are giving the precedent to people that they're not going to change, even though they've stated a million times, even in the article I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about here a little bit later, that they are doing better. They are going to change the game. They're going to bring more single player. They're going to do all this. They're going to do all that. It's up to the consumer, though, to decide if they're going to want a console or do they want these services.
What I'm saying right now, by their MO, by Microsoft's MO at this stage in the game, I will have to say that it's a bunch of empty promises, right? So move on if you want to move on. If you want to wait, if you want to wait, you want to hold on to see.
How long have we been talking? How long have people been talking about The Last of Us 2? All fucking generation.
All generation. And they're gonna be just as excited about it when it drops next year.
There's nothing wrong with that, but don't great games take time to make?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Xbox is shifting towards a multiplayer state of mind, and the only reason why you do that is look at the free game Fortnite and how much money it has made off of being free.
They're gonna be there in the multiplayer space, but Phil has also come out and stated that single player experiences are also gonna be on the Xbox platform.
So we came full circle because what did I say? Their single player and their core audience, they are going to keep on Xbox, and they are going to release whatever AA's, sometimes even AA's, if it's going to make them money through other revenue, such as purchases for skins and everything else. Are we going to sit here and say that they're not making money off that when you develop something for probably $1,000 to $20,000 to $30,000 for one skin, and then 100,000, 100 million people purchase that for $10, and then they're going to do that, and Xbox is going to look like, man, we made a shit ton off that. That's simple.
They're going to look at the business side.
They're doing that with Minecraft right now. Bro.
All Xbox has to do is
shit
through the 360 era. That's it. Because Microsoft's Xbox ever since they've been out has been all about multiplayer. Ever since the technology was there, that's where their niche was.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's the strong suit. Yep. So
Phil worked for them how long ago? Come on, he knows.
Yeah,
that's how they sold it.
Yeah, that's what
the thing is that their second party. You see the same way that Sony supplements AA's and shit with like second party studios. That's the same shit that Microsoft used to do for single player experiences. Bring in second party studios to put exclusive shit out.
Because the second party fucked them. That's the whole thing. After that, after the turmoil that
they came
went
out with a
through,
new strategy after that.
yeah, with the situation with Crytek, with the people from Quantum Break, and then with Scalebound, they were like, look.
Well, but okay, but was it that they got fucked? Was it that they got fucked or Microsoft was lax?
They got fucked by
Scalebound got
They got fucked
axed
by- they
because
got
Phil
fucked.
is a fucking gamer. Okay, Phil is a gamer and he played Scalebound and he said, "You guys got a lot of work to do." Okay, and Don Matrick is not a gamer; he's a businessman, and that's the big difference. Okay, that's why the marketing was better for Xbox back then.
So you saying Donnie would have put
Crispy
foot to
coming
ass,
in
right?
with that left and that right.
So it's safe to say, Crispy, right, that you're in my camp and saying Donnie D would have put foot to ass and not cancel Scalebound, but make sure that these motherfuckers put out a quality product.
You're right.
They were paid to put out, right?
We wouldn't have known if the product would have been
Phil,
because the game was ready.
Phil said in his head.
Phil let them
Phil
sit in
said
their
in
hands.
his head, he said, there's going to be so much work and people are expecting this game rather than sit here and let people fucking dance around the fact that you're going to have the game. The fact is that you're not going to have the game when even in the same year. So he said, look, when can you get it done? And they said, I don't know, probably, because clearly they were incompetent.
And they had half of their studio working on something else.
But Microsoft is funding so many companies because they believe in them. And that's a lesson Phil learned. He learned that I should not put, because this was already started, to my knowledge, way before Phil took over. Mm-hmm. And he went and played the game and said, are you serious? Probably. Right. Like, is this what we're doing? Because that's not what I saw on the E3 stage that day.
I remember when Rand...
Because he wasn't the head then.
I remember Rand sit there and told me, because I was so excited for Scalebound, and Rand told me, man, that game's going to get canceled. Okay. I said, bullshit. I said, don't tell me that. Because it broke my heart. Like, I was hot. I was hot for a long time about the cancellation. But when you look at it and think of it from a perspective from business, and if you put yourself in that predicament, from any standpoint, let's not talk about gaming. If you ask somebody to do something for you and then you expect it to have it in a timely manner, just put it in the perspective of a car. If somebody's working on your car and you've been paying all this money because they say, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need to put this on there, I need to do that for it to be right. And then when you see the result and the shit still looks like the same thing, you're going to be like, look, I want my money back and I'm taking my car. That's anybody. But because this is gaming, and just because Microsoft has all these trillions and trillions, all this money that they supposed to just go ahead and get railroad. No, fuck no. That's not right. And that's why I'm happy with the fact that they're taking the initiative and they're like, look, we're going, and no pun intended on that, but they're going and getting all these other studios. And man, you know what? And maybe that's why they call the initiative. The initiative is because they're like, look, we're going to buy these studios and we're not going to be fucking around with the second party like that.
Listen,
we're not going to be caught with our pants down like they did because Phil said it himself. He made himself look bad. He felt bad for the gamers and he felt bad for everybody involved. And that's why PlayStation said themselves that they're going to be doubling down on first party. And that's why they got rid of Quantum Dream. And they're going to start, and they kicked the people from that did the 1886. I forget. Ready at Dawn. They kicked them to the car. That
was a bad move to me.
Well, it may be a bad, but regardless of the fact, when it comes to money and business and people ain't bringing the product like they're supposed to, then get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. PlayStation has always been cool because they got partnerships with these Japanese developers, and they can take all the time that they want because they're going to be pumping other games out. Xbox this generation hasn't had that luxury because when Phil took over, they were hamstrung because whatever that Don Matrick and them already worked out, that shit was already out.
So Undead Labs should get kicked the fuck out then, right?
No, Undead Labs is a part of the.
They're actually talking about. They're gonna.
I'm just saying. According to that, you said Ready at Dawn didn't represent. So they should have just gotten kicked the fuck
How
out.
many
State of
people
Decay
were
didn't
in that
represent, so
development
Under
team?
Lab should get kicked the fuck out.
I heard
Kicked out. I mean, people still play that game. That game is done
The
well.
order was dope, bro. The order was dope.
I don't know.
That shit could use some work. That shit could absolutely use some work. But that shit was dope.
I played the order though, man. I don't.
It was dope, bro.
I can see you're very you're very story centric, Knox. From what I see,
I love
if the story is interesting, you will overlook a lot of aspects.
but the
game, man.
but the gameplay was good though. The gameplay was good.
Okay, so Knox, this is the thing though, because I'm in that same realm with you as well. I'll look over the bad shit if the game has some qualities that are blaring. You know what I'm saying? If it's just a bad game, it's just a bad game.
No, absolutely.
But in the same sentence, you talking bad about what the zombie game for Xbox.
State of Decay.
State of Decay is not bad at all. That game is really actually good. It doesn't look good.
No, I don't even care about the visuals. I thought
$40.
I thought the visuals were all right.
It's only $40. Well, I mean, but
when I tried it, it was a buggy mess. I didn't like the way it controlled. It felt sluggish.
No, I mean the controls and shit felt fine. It's just that it was buggy at launch. They fixed that, and then the game didn't look up to snuff. And I don't have no problem with people saying that the game didn't look up to snuff when you look and compare it to other games that's out there. But when you're just talking about games that you could just jump into and you could play, and you see the potential in that game and how good it is when you are playing it, and then the multiplayer aspect of it, State of Decay is fun as shit. And
see, I didn't get that feeling.
A lot of people
maybe I gotta try it again. But
that's a server-based game. A lot of people don't realize that.
Right.
That's a server-based game. That game is based off a server. It's not based off of what you download to your console. That was originally going to be buggy no matter what.
I will say, me personally, when it comes to State of Decay 2, it definitely didn't hold my interest. I was excited to play it, but then again, I am zombied out, man. Like, the only thing that I really get into right now that's zombie related would be when The Walking Dead comes back on TV for a new series or something like that. Man.
Now that you're talking about zombie, first off, Resident Evil 7, if you haven't played that shit, you owe it to yourself to play that shit. That's number one.
That's damn game.
That's an awesome fucking game.
Really
Dope
good.
Zombie shit. I mean, technically it ain't even zombie, but
I should play the Jeopardy music on it.
I do have that Resident Evil 2 remake shit that I bought a hot minute ago when it was on sale, and I haven't touched that shit. I gotta play it.
I played it. Me and my old lady was sitting here, and I was like, "I'm going to stream this, but let's play this first," because she was like, yeah.
That shit is dope, right?
I haven't played a scary game since Silent Hill 3.
Dude, I can't wait for Blair Witch. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to play that. Yeah.
I do want to play
Everybody
that.
thought that was Alan Wake, though. Come on.
Yeah, everybody did.
Everybody did. And the funny thing was, with Alan Wake 1, I tried to get into that when it went back and pat. I didn't play it on the 360. I think I played American Nightmare on the 360 for a little while. That kind of like standalone.
Hit him, Brad. Next topic.
Yo, that's my jam right there. Yeah. All right, we're getting the cue. We're getting the cue from the man himself, Predator.
Oh, you know how we went from Matt Booty to fucking.
It went a little left. It went a little left.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got 135. I want 135 when we have GRG Friday night. So
yeah, huge shout out to everybody, checking out the show right now. If you can do us a favor, because YouTube doesn't do it, definitely share this out. Let people know we are going in right now on the next podcast. If you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up button, because if you don't, it makes me think that you're not entertained right now. I mean,
you only got 49 likes, and we got this many people watching, man. Go ahead and hit that like button, man. Go support it.
Appreciate it, brother.
Word up, man. Finger the shit out of that like button, man. Come on now. fuck, man?
Yo, you say that, man. The music's gonna start again. We don't want that to happen. But
Oh, my bad, man.
yo, check this out. We're gonna go into a Forbes article, and yes, it is about Ninja. And the reason why is we all know when it comes to Forbes, Forbes knows business. You know what I'm saying? They know business deals. They talk about, dealings going on within the business industry. And, a lot of people were talking about when Ninja got signed. Like, people were talking about why spend so much money on one streamer to bring it over to Mixer. Now, when it comes to Mixer, it was a great move. But, there are people out there in the community that have been asking for more. And I'm switching right over to the article right now. And what Forbes is trying to say here is they believe that the signing of Ninja has more to do with than just Mixer. All right, they're talking about Project Scarlet. They're talking about Halo when it drops. They're saying that there is more, they believe, to this contract than just Mixer. And I'm going to read a part of it right now. It's basically what they're starting to expect, however, is that the deal is more than just about promoting Mixer. Surely that's a big part of it, as Microsoft wants to grow Mixer's audience and become more of a formidable competitor to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. The fact that on Ninja Day, Mixer was the most downloaded app on the iOS store says that, at least initially, it's working to some extent. But they think that Microsoft is investing in Ninja as an ambassador, not just for Mixer, but for its entire next console generation, starting with Halo Infinite, which will arrive on Xbox Scarlet as a launch title in the fall of 2020. Now,
he started his channel as a Halo player. And that is perfect.
What did they do with the?
He started his channel as a Halo player.
Competitive Halo player. Yes.
So that's where it comes into play. It's not that he's going to sit there and be lying when he critiques the game and how it plays. He's going to be straight up because he was competitive in Halo when MLG wasn't really MLG. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just kind of growing at that point in time.
Exactly.
Well, Christy, so I'm gonna go with you on this one because I know you did voice, kind of like a brief opinion earlier in the show about Ninja or whatnot. So with Forbes and with Forbes being in business, it's what they talk about, and when they get into games and stuff like that, I get a little sketchy with them. I do, because I feel like the people that are writing the articles when it comes to video games, they don't necessarily know the deal. All right. But with this and with the signing of Ninja, now I think you agree with the Halo aspect. What do you think? Do you think this is absolutely what they're doing with signing, the world's most popular Fortnite streamer to Mixer? They're going to spread it across, and they're going to have them kind of like promoting being an ambassador for Scarlet, Halo Infinite, and beyond.
Look, we are all forgetting that MLG has become a thing now. Like ESPN has, supposedly there's a rumor they suspended, showing like, violent video game type MLG stuff. But they were supporting the platform in general because they see where it's going. I mean, we're about to have Olympics with, gaming involved, which is absolutely insane. And to sit here and think that Ninja, because of his following, because the amount of YouTube subscribers, Twitch subscribers, and you're going to sit here and think that Mixer, with its little small 3% compared to this, 70-something% of Twitch that own the market for, just streaming and everything else, they're not going to say, well, we could steal him, because I'm hearing that Twitch is a shitty place to, be a streamer. Like once you get monetized and everything else, you're pretty, you're like, oh yeah, especially if you get big and you're looking for something bigger, they just don't do it. And I mean, we see, okay, you said 6 years, 50, we'll say 50 million.
30 to 50. You can go high and say 50, man.
I'll say 50. Okay, you pay for 6 years for a sports athlete. How much you pay? $210 million, something
Sport.
crazy. You know what I mean? And these companies don't make what Microsoft makes unless Microsoft owns one of them. You know what I mean? We're talking top 3 in the world, as far as, revenue. And, we're going to sit here and say, oh, they're not going to go out of the box. Phil has put in Satya's head, who's the CEO of the entire company, and said, look, gaming has somewhere to go and we can make a shit ton of money off of it.
Yeah.
And who's to say that they're not thinking completely out of the box? And they're saying, you know what? This guy has 1 million followers, we'll say conservatively, on like almost any given day through a 24-hour period. Why don't we just bring him here? We say, hey, look, we'll pay you this for an entire 6 years, $1 million a month or something stupid. You know what I mean? And he makes that money, and we say, okay, here's in the clause, you got to go and support Halo. I don't think that's far-fetched. But at the same time, he started his entire channel on Halo. So, it's hard to, discount that he has a love for Halo. That's where it got him where he is.
So, Crispy, are you saying that in your opinion, this is kind of like a no-brainer aspect that, they are going to use?
I'm surprised other companies haven't done it.
Oh.
Seriously. I'm surprised Google hasn't said, oh, Dr. Disrespect's going to be exclusively on Stadia.
Well, this might set a precedence. This might set a precedence right here. You know what I mean? Like
last week we talked about this.
Yeah, and that's the
But that's where Xbox gets the hate, Knox, because fact is they throw themselves out there way sooner than anybody else does. Yeah. I just think that Phil learned from 2013 and said, we're not going to make people make choices they don't want to.
The guy that
and that's what it comes down to.
Hold on 1 second. Just 1 second, Crispy. I just want to let Knox know. Knox, you have been getting signals all night to use the Y word. So if by some way, shape, or form, man, you know what the Y word I'm talking about, right?
I already,
right? You got to give the people what they want at some point, man. Before we close down the end of the show, you got to throw it out there somewhere, all right, brother?
No doubt. I didn't even peep that, but I said that shit like 3 times already.
They calling for it.
I said that shit like 3
They
times
must have
already.
missed it.
Yeah. I just thought I said that shit.
I'll throw you a line later, and you can.
I like to just force it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's why
I said that, man. I didn't want to put you on the spot. I wanted to give you a little bit of leeway so you can put it in there somewhere yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That shit gotta be boom, boom, ting.
Throw it out there. There you go. I'm not doing it.
But you know what I'm saying?
Wow. All right, Pred. Yeah, Pred. I know we have talked about the ninja signing and everything like that. I just find it interesting. I think you would agree with me because, like I said, you like to track kind of like the business side of the gaming industry as well. How Forbes is coming out and saying, guys, I know people are saying the whole Mixer thing, but we think that there's more to this here. When it comes to Halo, when it comes to Project Scarlet, when it releases, and on throughout the entire generation. Do you think that they are accurate right here with trying to make this assumption when it comes to Ninja signing, man?
Yes and no. I think they're thinking too far out. I'm thinking more Master Chief Collection on PC.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, because that's like
he's
right
a
around
PC
the corner.
gamer, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, what better way to get warmed up than by playing that on PC when it comes out?
Yeah, but you could do mouse and keyboard on Xbox now.
True, but he's a PC guy. They're gonna let him play on PC, because that's where he's at. Because I don't follow his channel. I don't watch a lot of gamers that stream. So, I don't know if he actually plays console games. I know he's big on Fortnite. That's what made him popular, recently anyway. But I don't know like what else he plays.
Drake, Drake, the rapper Drake made him insanely popular.
Right, Drake was the one that did it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he just does Fortnite right now or if he kind of goes back and forth from multiple games. So,
I just had a weird thought, and this is going to be very
Crispy,
weird.
That doesn't surprise me, Crispy.
Okay. So Xbox releases the Scarlet. Okay, it's actually better than we think. I mean, they've already said 8K and buzzwords like 60
Yeah,
60
I'm
frames per
not I'm not on
second.
that 8K bandwagon.
Okay,
But go ahead, man.
8K capable. All right. Hypothetically, okay, because you have the mouse and keyboard support now. All right, you could buy a console that has PC quality and a mouse and keyboard support and everything else for $700 that is giving you almost ultra settings and everything else, and you only pay 700 rather than the average of 1200 for such thing, and you still have the option to go to the X. Is that at all implausible? I mean, I'm curious what you guys think.
Repeat that again. I lost what you're saying. So like
I
you
mean,
get
I
the
thought I knew where you were
you
going
get,
at one point.
I wouldn't. I just keep that PC at that $700 price, right?
No, but you don't have one.
and then my alternate console. Oh, I thought you said like you could switch.
No,
From
no,
that.
no. Okay, so you could buy a PC quality. You almost put it on ultra settings console.
Yes, for
Okay,
$700.
for $700.
Uh-huh.
All right, and you don't have a PC to begin with. And
Right.
on top of it, the reason why most people want to go to PC is actually for the mouse and keyboard because they feel they have an advantage, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So you go and you say you can get that, and you don't have to spend $1,200 to get the same amount of visual quality.
Well, this is the thing. So like with PC, you have options. Like you can change your you can go with, more frames, you can go with 4K, 1080p, whatever. Like you have different options with PC. You can't get into the box of the Xbox. And
Are you sure though? I mean, I've seen some pretty crazy
Yeah,
options.
you can mod it,
with
yeah,
Gears 4.
but you can't. And people use their PCs for more than just gaming. They're doing.
Yeah, I think it was Blades who was like, yeah, I can play a few rounds of Forza Horizon and then I can go and do my taxes on Office without
It's true.
moving or anything. Yeah.
I mean, it is. I mean,
There's
at the end
more.
of the
There's
day,
just,
it's true.
you're getting more out of a PC than you would just a console. I see what you're saying. Like people who want that PC quality experience that don't want to pay $2,000 for not just the. Keep in mind when you're buying a PC, you're not just buying the system that you built. You're actually you have to get a monitor. You got to get a nice keyboard and mouse like that. So like just the case and everything else that you get, it's interchangeable. That's a good thing. You can't do with the Xbox when it comes out. But like you can constantly upgrade your PC over
Yeah,
the
but-
years. But your Xbox is just that. It's your Xbox. It's cheaper, yeah, but you still got to get a monitor for your PC, et cetera, and all the other shit you want with it too. I think where he's going is like you get that quality of PC gaming, and you can just hook it up to your TV. You don't have to hook it up to a fucking like a
Yeah, you put it better. You definitely put it better. Yeah, that makes sense.
I thought, Crispy, I thought you were gonna go somewhere with Ninja on this whole thing. Like, I thought you're like, I have a brainstorm about Ninja and how they're gonna use them, and then you went completely left on me, brother.
Well, I heard PC and I just said, okay. I mean, seriously,
Dude,
most
you
people
fit right in with us, man.
What I'm saying is, listen, if Microsoft wants to make PC their thing, which they do want to do that, that's why making the detection of controller and keyboard and mouse and separating those lobbies is very crucial because, like
Yes,
Fred
you're
just said, like Fred and Crispy just said, right? The majority of people get a PC, they want to play with keyboard and mouse, but there are a lot of dudes that I would, if I can get for $700 as opposed to $500, right? Let's say the Scarlet is $5. If I want, right, I say, yo, you know what? My PC is time for upgrading. So for $700, I can get slightly better than the Scarlet equivalent on a PC and a PlayStation 5. Why wouldn't I do that? Like I could absolutely do that. And that
Well,
would be
technically,
awesome
for you
option.
to get better from, and this is just rumors right now in terms of hardware and stuff like that. Like, if you want to get better than the Scarlet, I think plus get a PS5. I think you're going to be paying more than what you just said, man. To be really honest with you.
Another cost that a lot of
I
people don't
think you
think
can get
about
that for
too.
$700.
A lot of monitors don't have HDR.
So you're saying, hold on,
A lot of monitors
just-
don't have 4K either.
My
Go
bad,
ahead.
Pred, but you're saying that because we are, I think we're all in an assumption here that the PS5 is going to be $500. So you're saying for $200 you will upgrade your computer to be slightly better than Scarlet. That's coming in with the Zen 2 CPU, Navi architecture on the GPU.
Not for $200. I said for $700.
Well, you said plus a PS5, so I thought I was
no.
taking
I said instead of buying a Scarlet and a PS5, I'd get a slightly beefed up PC that's better than the Scarlet and the PS5.
Yeah,
yes.
but a PS5, we're all in the assumption that
it's $500.
So you're saying that $200.
It'll be $1,200 total.
Dude, I don't see that happening, brother. I don't know what you have in your rig already, but the new type GPU architecture, the better cores from the CPU as well. Like, I don't see you putting both together, getting slightly better than the Scarlet for $200. You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally, man. I think you're undercutting.
You mean for $200 more than the Scarlet? You mean
no.
For $200 more. I'm not saying for $200. Say for $200 more than the Scarlet, which is $700.
All right, so $700 plus a PS5, not the price
yes.
of the... Okay,
yes,
all right.
Yes,
there you go. All right, now we're on the same page, brother. I'm like, yo, there's no way you're upgrading for $200 and getting that much more performance, man. I'm sorry. I'm not...
$700. I said total $1,200.
All right, well, yo...
$1,200 yuckas, my nickel.
Oh, he did it! There you go, people. The Y word. The Y word has been... Dude, we got to make a shirt for you with that, man. I swear, we got to get it going, man. I got a Redbubble account. Maybe we can get something done, man. Yo, Mega, you've toned down a little bit, but I got to ask you about this whole ninja thing, man. I got to ask you, do you see what Forbes is talking about? Are you in that boat with making that assumption, or do you think this is more strictly a Mixer thing? Because before they signed Ninja, Mixer was in between 3 to 5% of the entire kind of like stream base when it comes to, you know, game streaming, people going to those sites and checking that out. And you know, Twitch was more at the 73 to 75% mark. And I can see them using Ninja to get more people to Mixer. But do you think there's more to it, like Forbes is trying to suggest here?
No, I do. I agree with Forbes. I mean, I've said this before. I think it's a strategy, and I said this last week. You got somebody that's you need to pay a bill first. Go ahead.
Shout out to Zero Cool. Thank you, brother. For some reason they do that when you're talking, Mega. I don't know what it is, but for hitting up that super chat, Zero Cool. Thank you for the support, brother. Really do appreciate it. He says, "Great show, guys. The most I can pay for a console is $1,000, dude. That's rich for my blood, man. That's all I gotta say. Like I can't
just one hell.
I can't see paying a G note for a console, man. I don't know. If you got money to spare.
Yeah, got you.
For two, yeah. For one,
no.
Z Black Rider's like 1,000. He's like gold bars. Yeah.
But no, I definitely agree with this. I said this last week, is that, and Crispy already made he already talked about it, that Ninja already started off with Halo, and the discussion last week was basically like, why do it now? Why not do it at the end of the year, next year, or around this time next year? So then it could kind of be where he could be playing, a little, showing a little bit of Halo off before it launched, things like that. But it was what I said, is that you want him to build his fan base first, because the one thing about it is, it's a little convoluted. He got 1 million, he's got over 1 million, but everything is free right now. So he'll lose a little bit, but he'll still gain the more he's playing, and the more that people get familiar with Mixer, and then they actually start really, it's like, oh, Mixer's not that bad, and then the community starts.
A bunch of streamers have gone over to Mixer, and they're praising it right now.
Right, and that's one of the things. You got to pay the bills again, man.
Yeah, dude, I got you, Sir X-Man. One more time, hitting up that super chat. Thank you, my brother. He says there are PC people that only use controller. Me! In other words, Sir X-Man, when he plays on the
Me too.
PC, he uses controller. Predator as well.
From-
Yeah, I understand that, but see, here's the thing as well. Like, you can use Ninja. If Ninja is strictly a PC gamer, guys, first party goes to PC anyway. So when it comes to Halo Infinite, he can still support it. He can still be the ambassador. He can still put it out there in his streams and everything like that. If he wants to go the mouse and keyboard route when it comes to Halo, it seems like he can go either way. He can do the controller thing as well, because he did it back in the day when he was
doesn't
competitive
have
on
to.
Halo.
He doesn't have to.
He can
That's
go
the
either
thing.
way.
No, he can go either way, but it doesn't have to. Only thing that he has to do, right? He could continue to do what he's doing, playing mouse and keyboard, and when Halo drop comes around, he could help promote that by streaming a special Halo night and then playing Halo, and then maybe trying to have the community come in with him and do things like that, whatever, however he wants to do it, right? But then the other flip side is the commercial. Have him be on a commercial where he's holding the Xbox Scarlet
Just
controller.
be the face there.
Just
there
be
yeah.
the face there, and then that does wonders.
Mhm.
So again, letting him come over, and then also him knowing that he's already doing what he's doing with Twitch, and to go to Mixer, obviously what Microsoft has pitched him on seems to be more lucrative, and that he wants to do that. So whatever they got going is going to work. It's going to work in his favor for sure, and it could benefit Microsoft as well, because that's where one of the things that they've always had the problem with this generation was the advertising. So you advertise him in commercials, you advertise him by doing the stuff that he's doing with Mixer,
Mhm.
and then you have certain games that he might want to implement that's a part of their contract. If that's a strong title for Xbox, if it's Halo, and then maybe when Fable comes back, and then whatever other game that they may want to negotiate or whatever, and he might do a night a week with that game for while it's hot for the first couple of months. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's gonna benefit from that, because that's eyes glued to the tube watching him do the work while they see him playing on an Xbox controller, or he's playing on PC, which that also get that
And
base.
he's saying that, check it out, guys, but I'm playing, like, it's crossplay here, and I'm playing with people who are
Nah,
on
they
Scarlet
should
or whatnot.
they should just go get the best keyboard and mouse player and him. Let him play on controller if he's nice on controller, and if he's nice in Infinite on
Damn,
controller.
put it
then on
out
mouse
there.
and keyboard, they need to do that. They need to let-
I mean, but that's not how that works.
Nah,
I mean,
she's killing it, brother.
Let's be honest, though. He's not going to go and play Gears 5. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, you want, this is for the long term. This isn't for, everybody wants to be on this sprint. This is a marathon type of deal. You know what I'm saying? You take the time, you get the fan base ready, then you implement the games that that you want him to advertise, and that maybe the games that he said that he will only advertise and on his channel, and then maybe do a couple of commercials for games that he may not ever play on his channel. But then again, just seeing his face through a television, people will know, oh, that's Ninja. What game? That's an Xbox game? Word. And then that does the job by itself.
You guys know where all
only
this
that-
came from, right?
Where?
I mean, like,
So remember when Sea of Thieves kind of spiked again, like out of the blue? All the streamers were playing it for some strange reason,
Yeah.
and there was the rumor that Microsoft paid them for that. That's probably where this spawned from. They realized like they can get a streamer to stream their game, or why pay these individual streamers to stream their game, but they can just get the streamers they want just to come over to the Mixer platform.
Under contract, yeah.
Yeah, under contract. So I think that's where this all kind of came from.
Makes sense, man. And not only that, because there's a lot of people when they want to try to point out a negative with Ninja, they say a lot of his followers are young. All right, they're quote unquote from the chat squeakers, and those are the most influential like consumers out there, to be really honest with you. I don't look at it as like, well, all of his followers are young. Yo, dude, if he has a younger audience and he's playing like Halo or something like that, then I can see in Xbox's eyes, it's like, wow, like a younger generation is gonna get kind of like reintroduced to Halo, and kind of build that up again to possibly be in that Halo 2, Halo 3 realm of hype at some point in time. You're getting the most influential gamers out there, and you're using one of their big influencers to show off, an Xbox product. And to me, that's not necessarily a downside. That is a great business move, in my opinion, when it comes to Xbox signing Ninja. Anybody, do you agree, disagree? What do you think?
I agree. Like,
Oh, I agree.
look at how, like we've talked on the show before. Where like like the youth of the younger kids, right? Like they grew up playing games like Fortnite, and Minecraft, right? The kids that are playing right now, our generation, we grew up playing Halo, Gears.
Mm-hmm.
Like this younger generation doesn't know those games. Like they know Minecraft and Fortnite, and they basically have just brought over one of the
Well,
prominent
they
streamers.
know Halo, but more or less, it's like that's the game my dad played.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Shit, I grew up playing Pong and
Yeah,
fucking Space
you're an
Invaders.
old
And,
fart, man.
yeah, you know what I mean?
No, I mean, like, but when I started hardcore gaming, though, I was playing Madden. I was playing like Contra, shit like that. Like I
Yeah.
remember those games. This generation of kids, they're gonna remember Fortnite, Minecraft. Uh, I mean, pick one. I can't think of like that's what they see on streams. That's what they play most, like Call of Duty, stuff like that. Like they remember those games. They're gonna remember those games growing up. This streamer is a person who actually plays those games. Therefore, you bring him over to play Halo, that might drag that youth into Halo and get a brand new generation of Halo players coming in.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, I'm like, why are people pointing to that as a negative when that can actually, to me, that's a brilliant business move. I gotta give another, that's right, another shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat one more time, and he says, K Mega, Microsoft doing a commercial? Be real. Damn, brother. Yo,
You know what? I
that's
posted
rough.
some.
That's rough
You know
right
what?
there.
You know what? It's funny because that's why I tells you he don't watch. He don't pay attention to social media. You know what I'm saying? That's what old heads. They don't pay attention to social media. I
You
posted
didn't even
something.
say old school. You just left it at old.
I said old head. I said old head.
Oh,
I posted an Xbox advertisement and asked, did anybody see this before? If it was for Devil May Cry, you know how many views that thing got? That's what shows you that there's people that's engaged with Microsoft when people think that there's not. That thing is over 6,000 views now. Like, that's crazy. And I mean, I
Yo,
don't.
that commercial is nasty too, man.
Yeah,
That's
because the
awesome.
commercial is fire. I like what? Because when I seen it, I was like, wait a minute, I've never seen this before. What the hell is this? And I was like, and then there was a couple of people that did say that they seen it, for the most part, people was like, I've never seen this before. And then they, and they like it. But it's over 6,000 views, bro. What are you talking about? Like some of Xbox's best commercials were the ones when they were doing the Madden, and then they were doing the commercials for NBA Live. Like,
Dude, my favorite this generation was Halo Wars 2 with Atriox, man.
Halo Wars.
The commercials that they made there, like I wanted to see them everywhere. I thought they were
Halo
great.
5's commercial was fantastic, but it didn't match the game, which was the fail. That's where the whole, if that's where the big issue came from, was like, what is this? Like, who is this guy going after Chief? Why is Chief looking like he's about to get killed by this guy? Why does Chief look like he's about to kill this guy? The marketing on that was dope, but the thought process to throw people for a loop was
the end result left everybody flat because it wasn't really about that.
It wasn't like that. So but the commercials alone was just really fire. Like, well, what's going on?
That radio show type thing that they did was sick, man.
Yeah. So they've had hits, and then when the launch of the Xbox One was absolutely great commercials, but it's very.
with
It's
the
been
Titan when it cracked the
Mhm,
window
yeah.
and told him jump
and
in.
grabbed the guy, yeah, and then he jumped in, and then he was in a Forza car, and it was really dope.
Yeah, that
So
was sick. That was sick.
they had hits and misses, but but that I think that comes into the play because they've hired people from PlayStation to come over and help with their marketing. So so they wouldn't have hired these people if they didn't think that they needed to have a different direction with what they were doing with how they advertise. So
Nice. And guys, on that note, I don't know the panel. You guys want to go play games now, or I think we pretty much covered every topic, man. I know I want to play. Yo, Z Black Rider, huge shout out to Z Black Rider, brother. You ever want to play the Golf Club 2019? Dude, I am down, man. I have been so hooked on that game. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay as well. Does anybody know the name of the game that's being shown right now? It's kind of like that Castlevania. I think it's made by the same creator of the original Castlevania. Does anybody know? Because it's Dark's gameplay, so I forget the name right now. Is it Bloodstained?
I think so. Some shit.
is this Bloodstain? No, I'm looking at something different because it's showing Sekiro right now.
Ain't that like Castlevania?
How's it
like
showing Sekiro,
Metroidvania
man?
joint?
Where the hell are you in this thing?
Hold
My
on,
shit ain't even. My shit's just showing the title screens.
Yeah, I'm seeing secure right now. Too.
Yeah, I was looking at Sekiro too. Yeah,
Just
I got that
yeah.
bammer ass internet. Let me go back.
All right, and well, check this out, guys. As of hold on, Twitter's refreshing here. They took off.
Yeah, that's that Bloodstain. Yeah, that looks like that Bloodstain game. Yeah, that's
All right.
Castlevania.
As we're going through the outros, I am going to be typing the poll, putting the poll together for who you guys. That's right, you get to vote for who you think had the best gameplay. It is going to be over on my Twitter page. It is at xbot448. Again, a huge shout out to everybody who came out this Saturday night to hang out with us, to talk games. The chat was absolute fire. You guys are the absolute MVP for tonight's show. And like a 40-year-old with a comb over, guys, we got to get those plugs in. And I'm going to start with the quiet one tonight, except for when there was some smooth R&B beats. He came in with the Barry White voice. Yeah, that's right, guys. I am talking about Predator. Predator, man, you are a professional gaming podcaster now, man. You know what to do. Let them know where they can go to talk games with you, and if you have any plans on being a special guest on anybody's show, man.
Predator Space H2OS, pretty much everywhere. Xbox Live, PlayStation. I'm on Switch as well, and Steam and Tinder. And if you guys got some ladies that need some loving, some of that penis demon to send my way.
Wow, brother. Oh, yeah, man. An
Did
extra.
you just say that you want the penis demon to be sent your way?
No, I said if the ladies need some penis demon.
Oh,
Hey, shut your mouth and go rub lotion on yourself, boy.
Oh, wow. Yo. Oh man, I don't even know what to say anymore. Guys, it was a crazy show tonight. I had an absolute blast. And a lot of it, I gotta say, is a special thanks to our special guest, Mr. Crispy Bomb, making his debut on this show tonight. And dude, I gotta say, I do apologize. I thought you've been on here before, but dude, you knocked it out the park, man. Hit a whole mess of home runs tonight. Made some really awesome points. Why don't you let people know what you're up to? I know you stream on Mixer. You can let them know about that channel. You are a part of CCC, which is on vacation right now. But go ahead, man. The spotlight's on you, brother.
Dude, it has been a pleasure. This panel is freaking fire, man. It's always a great conversation. We can critique, we can talk about things and not get nasty with each other, and I freaking love it. And I appreciate the round of applause that I could possibly have right now. But in the end, it's at Crispy Bomb on Twitter, and there is a little tease of a montage up in the comment section because it was a pain in the balls to try to even do that on Twitter. for next podcast
Oh,
because
nice.
I gave you a little present and I said, you know what? We're talking about gears. Let's have some gears up in here.
Dude, I didn't even plan it that way. I know you are one of the biggest like gearheads that I know, brother. And I automatically thought because when it comes to Optimus, his work, he's on a special project he has to get done, and I'm like, man, I need somebody to fill in. I need somebody who isn't afraid to share their opinions or whatnot. Dude, you were the first one I thought of, man, and you did a great job tonight, brother.
I appreciate it, dude, and I hope I could come back. But in the end, like,
I don't know. It's up to K Mega.
You got to not think about what everybody's saying about Gears 5 and just go play it because it is totally, from a gearhead perspective, it is very different from the game I'm used to playing. But it's not Judgment, and that's all I got to say.
It's not Judgment. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right, brother. I did hear the super chat go off one more time. Shout out to Z Black Rider. Hitting up that super chat, showing love and support for the show and the channel. What happened?
You got 3.
Oh, damn, I got 3. Oh, hold on. We'll start off with Sir X-Man. My bad, guys. We'll start out with Sir X-Man. I was trying to type in the poll on Twitter as we were doing the outros. Sir X-Man, Predator, epic fail tender. What's that? No, Tinder. Epic fail Tinder. Predator, are you an epic fail on Tinder, man?
First of all, you spelled it wrong.
Yeah. Dude, don't do our brother Sir X-Man like that.
Whatever.
Yeah. And shout out to Lucifer hitting up that super chat. Lou, where have you been, man? I didn't see you in the chat all night. But of course, he does come in with the super chat just to say, vote K Mega. Yo, K Mega won last week, man. You can't vote for him this week. Yo, now Mega. Now I see why you said that there was more super chats, man. You just wanted me to say that one right there.
Man, I'm just over here. Our public that listen to it.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Yo,
That's how he said it.
Man, everybody, man. Thank you, Lou.
All right, and check this out. Z Black Rider hitting up that super chat, a huge supporter of the shows that we're on, the community in general. He says, Microsoft bought Minecraft to engage kids. Microsoft bought Ninja to engage kids. The first corporation in history to do a 180 in 6 years. Love them or hate them. Good.
That is absolutely
good
true.
Point,
kid.
brother. Good point. And shout out, we got another one coming in. Zero Cool hitting up that super chat. Guys, I'm gonna lose my voice, I swear. Hitting up that super chat. Vote Predator. See you guys next weekend. Thank you, brother. Thank you for all the support. You do realize I put gameplay in though. Xbot did put gameplay in, and you're saying vote Pred?
Cares.
Oh my goodness, that is harsh right there, man. That is harsh. But
cold-blooded.
Yo, the poll.
Xbox got to beat me as Katana first. There you go.
Oh, dude, you are a good Katana as well, man. But I think my Kung Lao will pull through. I really do, and I can't wait to get my hands on to play Nightwolf. You see how I changed?
Yeah, Nightwolf looks dirty, bro.
How much is MK11 right now?
I have no idea.
It was on sale for 38. It was on sale for 38, but I think
it's a good game, man. For a fighter, that's a good game.
I might cop that.
It's a really good game. I gotta say, it brings a lot of strategic value. A lot of strategic value
Dude,
in how you play
the
it.
fighting game is hot, man. Like they made it smoother in terms of the combos. It's not as kind of like jaggy in terms of like the movement or whatnot. They did a great job on it. But I will say next on the list, my brother Knox, who's thinking about getting MK11. Knox, you are on at least one other show weekly. You do quite frequently a guest appearance on another show. Why don't you let people know where they can talk games with you and what you're up to in terms of appearances, podcasts, your YouTube channel. You know the deal, man.
Oh no, man! Y'all can find me, man, pretty good, pretty neat. You know what I mean? On at the usual haunts, which are the next podcast right here on Xbox channel on Saturdays and Xbox Nation on Wednesdays at Crap Gamers channel. In Knox We Trust is where you can find my exclusive content for y'all heads. You know what I mean? If y'all want to get that, and I am gonna put a new one out, man, because my work schedule is
Dude,
about to change.
we're craving a new video, brother. I know I am, man.
Yeah, man. I know, B. I know. I've been fucking up.
I don't know what's going on with Chauncey or anything right now.
Yeah, he bugging the fuck out too. So yeah, but we're definitely gonna catch up with him. And that's coming soon, man. And y'all can always shoot the shit with me at the Knox on Twitter, Knoxximus1 on everything else, man, every platform. Y'all already know.
Nice, brother. And of course, my brother K Mega. I was able to join GRG last night. Had an absolute blast, guys. People out there, if you don't know about it, GRG is a show on K Mega's channel. It comes on about 9:30 Eastern, and we all know Eastern is the Lord's time. So that's why I'm telling you on the Eastern side of things. It is a great kind of like later night podcast, man. You don't know what is going to go on. If you haven't checked it out, you guys need to check it out. Every Friday about 9:30 or so. It is K Mega time, so about 9:30 or so. But you guys got to check it out. But other than that, K Mega, why don't you let people know about your channel, what you're up to, man? You know the deal.
Oh yeah, I appreciate the plug, man. Yeah, just like Bot said, check out my channel. I'm like pretty much everybody else, man. Man, just so busy with work. It's the hot season, so I don't push out a lot of videos. But I have been doing a lot of Mixer here lately. Me and Don, most likely, probably tonight, will play some Borderlands 2. So check us out on Mixer. And also, my Discord. I've been had the Discord for like 2 years, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So I mean, it's time to when I first started GRG out, that's where we started GRG off. The Discord, yeah. And so come in there. You go into my channel, you look into the description, the links in the description, you'll see it. It's the last slide. Go in there, man. Get in there, start getting it popping, man. I got a whole array of things. If you are a content creator and you want to do videos and stuff, there's a section in there, so you can just go in there, just drop your videos in there, to help promote, and what I'm saying, just start having a conversation, man. It's I kind of want to get it popping in there, so yeah, join in there. Let's have a good time. And other than that, man, just support everybody on the panel, man. Catch everybody on Twitter or social media, whatever, Facebook, MySpace, Tinder.
Predator, you're starting a trend here, man.
Google Plus.
And I mean, and for those gentlemen out there that likes the penis demon, Fred said he's available. So,
no!
That's what I just saying. So anyway, man, thank you guys so much, man, and see you guys next week.
Nice. And shout out to C Black Rider, brother. We don't like to compare Next Podcast and GRG, but let's face it, GRG is the best podcast with gameplay.
Yeah, don't do that.
In
don't do that.
Second place though. Second place, man.
Hey, Z Black Rider. The truth of it is,
they're
man,
best at catching up, man. Is what they're doing.
See, the bot's going too far, but but no, there wouldn't have been no GRG if it wasn't for Next. You know what I'm saying? Because the confidence that when Bot came and asked me to come and do this show, it gave me the confidence to want to do my own show, and and Bot help support me to do GRG. So so I look at it as kind of like it's just a family thing, man.
You don't affiliate me with that hot mess that's over. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing, man. I'm just
man. There's gonna be a lot of hate. My fail of the week is already gonna be ready.
No, yo. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We come together every Saturday at 7 p.m. We do take one thing from GRG though. We have a tendency to go overtime. We try to go from 7 to 9. Lately we've been going over, and I know Predator will tell me about that when we go off air as well. But thank you guys for all the support. This podcast is growing. Let your gaming friends know where to be every Saturday, 7 p.m. Other than that, the poll is live on Twitter. You go to @xbot448. It is pinned right to the top. Vote for who had the best gameplay, and I'm going to end the show the way I do every week. We will see you next Saturday for the next podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Peace. Go check out that Discord, man. GRG Nation, baby. And hit
Nice.
Fred up on
Now,
Tinder.